There you go. Off we go.
Very good.
So, how is everybody? Has everyone had a reasonable week? I hope you're all still alive. That's a good
Still hanging
sign.
in.
Still hanging in. All right.
Reasonable 2 weeks.
Two
Oh,
weeks.
yeah, 2 weeks.
That is
Yeah, 2
true. It
weeks.
has been 2 weeks. So, what was the consensus on that? By the way, in the end.
I'm super keen for weekly.
Okay.
I'm also keen for weekly if everyone else is.
Sure, I'm up for it.
You're up for it. Okay, Marth, that leaves you really. I mean, are you still doing the next 2 sessions, or what's your plan?
We could drag it out into 4.
No.
This
I was under the impression that it would, in the long term, it doesn't really matter, but I can make next week.
You can make next week. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, this particular scenario is kind of a case of how long is a piece of string. And given that it's an investigation, it will take as long as it takes for you guys to do it.
Wait, what do you mean by how long is a piece of string?
That's a New Zealand saying.
Could be forever.
How long is a piece of string? A piece of string might be that
There
long.
you go.
Or it could be a lot longer.
Well, watch this.
So it's a very stretchy piece of
At
string.
least
It's
twice
actually
as
an
long.
elastic.
Okay. There you go.
Did you realize it was localism?
Yeah, I didn't
That was
realize it was
universal, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I thought that was pretty universal.
No,
I think
never
I've heard it in
before.
Australia. No, I think no one uses it
Right.
ever.
But it's as long as you need it to be because you cut it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's
And
Oh, I see. So I'll just
That's-
randomly vanish.
that's the metaphor, right? So, as you can see, we have a mappy thing over here today with miniatures.
Hey,
And
all
I
right,
have-
upgrade.
So, Tricky Bob, today this is you.
Oh, neat.
You're a dwarf with a hammer. I assume you can be that guy, or I actually have I think this is a female dwarf. It's also
Gonna have to paint
Yeah.
these.
Are you gonna paint them?
Which
We'll
one
come
would
up.
you
We'll come over and we'll paint. We'll take them and paint them.
So the first one or the second one, or possibly this third one, is also an option for Tricky
Oh,
Bob.
I think that's the one I used last time, is that one.
This one, you want to stick with this one?
Yeah, well, actually, I can't see any of them very well, so it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter. Okay. All right, well, I'll stick these guys back over there. Just NPCs over there right now. So you guys at this point are all down here on the map. This is Josiah. It's the closest thing I could find to a roguey type character. He's actually a paladin, but oh well, he's got a sword.
That's good enough for me.
Right, he's got a floppy cape thing. This is Hank. There you go, Hank.
Is that a hammer?
It's not. It's a
This is
staff.
Oh.
So I figured that.
Okay.
Was,
It was
I'm,
Ballarat.
I'm half wizard, right? So, yeah.
I think that snapped. Fuck.
Does anyone know how to make Zoom screens bigger? Like how to choose a specific one to make larger so I can see that one better?
If you go to, no, you can do speaker view, but beyond that,
You can do it so that whoever's talking gets big.
Or you could
Oh,
just
okay.
double click the map one.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Does it work? Oh,
Oh, if
I'm
you
gonna
right click
browse
pin
that.
it, right click pin, right click pin.
So
Oh,
pinning
there
it.
you go.
What does actually pinning it do? I've
It
never-
makes it, yeah,
Makes it
makes it
big,
That's
everyone else
good.
small.
And then everyone else is along the top. That's pretty good.
oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great
cool.
idea.
Now I can see them.
Oh, cool. Okay, so yeah, so here's this is the
Hang on,
ranger.
now I can't see it.
You
Bring it down,
can't-
bring it down,
can't see
bring it
what-
down.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Yeah, good.
There you go.
Here's our ranger.
Nice, nice.
So you can see a bow. Here is another rogue.
I can't tell any of you.
Oh no, wait,
apart
this is the
except-
bard. This is the bard. This
I'm
is
gonna
the
be
bard.
constantly saying
Um,
which one am I.
This is going to be Marth. Marth.
I don't. Artistic
Oh, yeah.
license, I guess.
Yeah, it's it's artistic license. It's as close as I can get to what we're talking about here. So you're just going to have to suck it up. It's slightly better than these, which is the other option.
Whoa, what's that?
Oh, it's just a flat.
I'll
Just a
take it.
Flat
Yeah.
plastic.
We could do those with our
No.
letters of our names on them.
Well,
Boom.
you send me the letters with your names on them, and I'll use them. But I'm not going to spend the next 10 minutes cutting out letters
Fine.
and stuff. So you're stuck with these three-dimensional plastic images of your characters. Oh,
Right.
well.
Artistically licensed.
Artistically licensed, indeed. Cool. All right, so last episode, you guys came down from the mountains and you came wandering across the Frostmoors. It's snowing gently. It's morning. The two suns are up, so there's a lot of light spilling across the entire landscape. A lot of pink and white light. Excuse me. And there's this group of people milling up ahead along the road, which you eventually arrive at. Now, just for the sake of geography, I decided not to draw on the map because that gives me more options for flipping it around and creating new scenes. So over here, this is an N, and it says along the side of it on the wall here is a name of the N. It's called the Greymoor Bend. Over here, which you might be able to see, is a corpse lying in the center of the road, and there's a pool of blood. He's actually lying face down in that, and he's surrounded by various people. In the background, there's a few children and parents. And if you want to talk about artistic license, these are in fact not zombies. They are commoners.
If they're not zombies, then who killed the guy?
Might as well be zombies.
Yeah, they could be.
Right. The proletariat.
So, what you're seeing is a bunch of townsfolk. There's nobody with weapons drawn or anything like that. This is here just to give you an idea of the general layout. One small note of interest is over on this side. On the far right, this is a statue. It's a statue of a paladin, a halfling paladin. And behind that is the temple, and the temple doors and what have you are up further back from there. And that sort of goes uphill, incidentally, in that direction, gently. You're surrounded by mist. The mist sort of gives you a visibility of about 60 feet or so. And here in front of you is a fellow who you have recognized apparently as Oswald, who's wearing a long black fur coat that covers his body and a small black cap with a flat top on it. And it's pulled down about his head. He's got a beard. He's quite gray. He looks quite weathered, and he's leaning on a staff. So, he says, you must be the adventurers.
I'm going to pull out my little piece of paper. That's right.
And which one of you will I be talking to?
I step back.
Josiah, I give him a little nudge.
All right. Yeah, I step forward and I warily reach out to shake his hand. Well met, sir.
Is your hand clean?
No, it's bloody from goblin blood and the merchant's blood.
He goes to extend his gloved hand, and you notice that he has a fine-looking ring on the glove, like over the glove, with a symbol on it. In fact, you can make a history check.
History, okay.
You have a moment to do this because he sees the blood on your hand and then withdraws.
I'm rolling right now.
You're rolling right now.
Yep.
Rolling with it.
8.
An 8. A massive gentleman. A gentleman's 8. Right. So you roll an 8. That doesn't give me a lot to work with, does it?
No.
Is anybody else paying attention to this situation?
No, I think I'm going to see if I can wander around closer to the corpse.
Okay, so you guys are here, starting here. Josiah has come forth to here. You're wandering around to get closer to the corpse. You're the ranger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're going to go around this way to the corpse or around the other way?
To the right. So just going to brush past his shoulder and destroy that building.
Well, that's the edge of the road, actually. So just to be clear, those are the edge of the road. That's.
Mm,
Have you guys got the map of Greymoor? Did I give you that last
Yeah.
time?
you did,
Yes.
you did, you
Uh,
did. And I,
so,
like
yeah.
a genius, definitely saved that
Right.
somewhere.
You're a genius, I know.
I did save it.
Excellent. All right. So so you don't notice anything particular about the ring, but he does, however, withdraw his hand almost immediately once he sees the state of your hands. He says.
Nope. I look at my hand and wipe it off and say, we've had a very hard journey, as you can tell.
You have papers, I assume.
Yeah, we present our papers from. Who was he? Who was he way back when?
I think I wrote it down
Lord
somewhere.
Some
Duncan.
important fellow, right?
Yes,
Lord Duncan.
Lord Duncan. Yeah.
Good old Dunk.
I referenced the papers as I hand them to
Duncan.
him.
He says, "You have the paper with you."
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
oh,
Pull it out
Duncan.
from my cloak and present it to him.
He gives you
As you can see, we are your new wardens.
He gives you the stern look. He says, "I wouldn't want you to be a imposter."
Of course not. And as you can see, it's got a seal there.
Hmm.
See the blood on this guy's hands.
And I think that it would be it would be almost impossible to forge it.
Run into a little trouble, did you, last night?
Yeah, some goblins on the road. You guys get there around here very often?
Goblins, was it?
Big one as well.
You didn't come into town early in the morning and happen to kill this poor chap, did you? Leave the
No.
blood all over your hands. I
it
suppose you
wasn't
have
us.
some sort of
Enough.
proof it wasn't you.
Well, we did just
No,
arrive.
it's some other person.
The half-orc standing in the background with the big hair.
Can I investigate can I quickly
Make an investigation check on the body?
yeah, quickly on the body just
And
to see if I can
I'd
tell
like to
what
roll
killed
some
it?
insight on the man who we're talking to as well.
All right. Okay, so
Oh,
the
there you go.
insight check.
I'd
Just
like
look
to,
I look at the face
parallel
and am
these
reminded
guys.
of my own grisly near death.
well, you don't see the face because they're face down unless you turn him over.
Oh, good point.
I'd
Never
like
mind. I
to
would. Okay, no, I
inspect
just
the
see all the
ground.
blood and I freak out.
Okay, so you sort of step back and you're feeling a bit woozy. Okay, Josiah, 13 on your insight check. What are you particularly looking for? Are you looking for some sort of form of deceit? You don't know.
No, I just want to know what this guy's deal is. I want to peer into his character. I want to look into myself and reference his own values and how they line up against mine.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. He's clearly a bureaucrat. And he's clearly quite an unhappy person. You get that impression.
I'd like to inspect the crowd if I could, see if there's anyone there who looks outside of like what everyone else is looking like. You know, so see if there's anyone that stands out in the crowd of people around the body.
Okay, well, in the background, you see there's some commoners who look pretty normal. They're all either humans, dwarves, or elves, with the exception of one who is a half-orc, who is this one standing right here.
Is there anyone who has an expression on their face that doesn't match the rest, or is there someone who maybe looks a little more suspicious than the others? Someone who's maybe more curious or relaxed as opposed to horrified?
Right. There doesn't seem to be anybody that matches that description. There doesn't seem to be anybody that, yeah, the kids, right. Yeah. Speaking of kids, there is a kid standing next to Oswald, by the way, who looks like possibly his servant or assistant or something like that.
So I talked to Oswald again and saying, obviously you've got a right to be suspicious. We were informed that there have been quite a few murders in this area, and that's obviously why we're here.
Yes.
I can tell this is probably wearing on you quite a lot, as we've been traveling for 8 weeks trying to get up here.
8 weeks. Goodness. It's been a long time.
A very long time.
Well, what is it that you wish to know then? Where should we start?
Well, what are the incidents that have been happening? We didn't really get a brief much beyond incidences.
Well, perhaps I should start with introducing you to Sarge here. Sarg. And this half-orc lady steps forward. Sarg here runs the tavern, the Greymoor Bend. You should get to know her. She'll be helpful. She's going to feed you and house you for the duration.
Sounds good. Sounds wonderful.
Sarg nods.
I like to be fed and housed.
So I'm going to ask. So now, Oswald, my good man, who's the town guard? Who would be the one that would oversee the crime scene and investigate this sort of thing normally?
Sir Thomas. He passed away. Unfortunately, he's one of the victims.
Oh, would he have been the first victim?
Well, let me see. We'll go through the victims, shall we? Perhaps we should go inside. It's frightfully cold out here.
Are you going to do anything with the body now?
Let's preserve the crime scene.
Yes, very shortly.
We can talk after we inspect the crime scene. I think it'd probably be prudent to look into this.
Very well then. I'll stand back while you look at the crime scene.
Shall we do a little huddle and discuss what we're looking for here now that we are investigators?
Yes. Okay. So, is the blood pooled solely around the body, or does it look like? Is there a trail? Is there a trail of blood? So, like he's been murdered somewhere and
can you make a survival check, please?
Yes. +3. I think I have a thing. Hang on. I have advantage on survival checks to track your favorite enemies. Okay, so it doesn't really work.
No, this person is dead and not your enemy.
Okay.
Can I do a check to see what they're wearing? Like, are they wearing indoor clothing, outdoor clothing? Does it look like were prepared for something? Were they out doing something, a task?
Well, what you notice is that he's got a pretty much outdoor clothing on over the top of indoor clothing, which makes a certain amount of sense. He's got a long jacket, but the jacket is kind of half pulled off his shoulder, like one shoulder like that. Does it make sense?
So, like he went out to take the bins out.
Maybe.
I think more like he's done that casual thing. He's got a casual jacket flicked over his shoulder. He's just holding it like that.
Well, both arms are through the sleeves.
Oh, okay.
Right. So he's wearing it fully, not just kind of like he put it on to run out of the house sort of situation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably.
What was the race of the
did
victim
we get
again?
An investigation check? How did that go?
It was a 13.
13. The victim.
Oh wait, no. That was my survival check.
The victim is a human. Yes. What's your question?
He's face down in a blood pool, right? Is there a trail?
Well, investigation check, please. A survival check, actually.
So I can, if there is, it's not immediately obvious then.
Correct.
Okay, sure.
Oh, actually, no. It says I got 18.
You got 18? Excellent.
Oh, no, 13. Sorry, 13. That's an 18. Nice.
The reason it's not immediately obvious, you discern, is because it's snowing.
That would do it. Currently snowing?
Yep.
So that means the body's been here for a while.
The body
blood pool
seems
dried?
quite frozen. The blood pool is frozen, not so much dry as frozen.
Oh.
Who discovered the body? I asked to the crowd. Hoping that somebody answers.
One of the kids puts their hand up and stands there looking very kind of scared and oddly sort of frightened. Well, not oddly.
Arrest the child.
I want to go over and try to comfort the kid, like pat him on the shoulder or her and be like, there, it's all right. Tell us what you saw.
How tender and
is Hank there?
Nah, I think he's dropped off.
He's
meandering in the background.
Okay, so you got a 13 on your survival check, right? Marth, what did you get?
18.
18. Okay, so what you discover, Marth, is that there is blood underneath the snow, and it amounts to a little bit of a trail that if you brush the snow off, you start to discover that the trail starts to lead this way.
So I go over, pat the kid a bit, try to calm him down, and then go,
yeah.
That's interesting.
What do you want to know?
Why were you out so early in the morning?
My dad, Mr. Darwin.
It's all right. Take your time.
told me to go to the Greymoor Bend and fetch some milk.
All by yourself. You must be very brave.
I do it a couple of times a week. It's one
I
of
can't
my
imagine
chores.
going out like that by myself all the time. So what did you see when you went out?
I saw Mr. Gilly lying on the street like this.
How do you know
must have
Mr.
been
Gilly?
horrible.
He's the blacksmith.
Oh, that must have been horrible to see. Were you very close with him?
I don't know. I know Mr. Gilly's been to the temple a few times with Mr. Gilly, and I've seen him there.
What does your family do here in Greymoor?
We make shoes.
A cobbler by trade.
Yes, sir.
You can follow in your dad's footsteps.
He says that's a joke.
That was a little joke.
I've
Yeah,
heard that joke before. So yeah.
I kind of turn and glare at Josiah. And I pat the kid on the shoulder a bit. It's like, all right. Thank you for telling us. You should probably get inside out of this cold. Your parents must be worried.
Yes. He runs off.
Did Mr. Gilly have a family?
Who do you ask?
Oswald. Is he still there? I want to harass Oswald.
He's still there.
Mr. Grimm. Mr.
Gilly,
Grimm.
yes, he had a family, indeed. Yes. Speaking of family, probably the best thing for you to do is to go and speak to his daughter. I don't think she's been informed. You probably want to go up to the house, the Gilly house. It's just out of town, a couple of miles. Nobody's been up there yet.
He lives a couple miles away.
Out of town.
I don't want to be the one to tell her.
Alternatively,
Do any of us want to be the ones that tell her husband?
One at a time.
The mother passed away a few years back.
In terms of what the town has in way of amenities, is there like a trapper or a hunter?
The town is full of trappers and hunters. This town was founded by trappers and hunters, I'm told.
We could follow this blood trail.
All right, I think there's still a few things that we need to do. So I want to pat down Mr. Gilly and just see what's in his pockets.
Right. Well, you find a few silver pieces.
I'm going to follow Lyrian and look at the blood.
If it's
more silver than you would expect to find from someone who had been robbed by thugs. Is anybody else investigating the body, by the way?
I was looking around it, but what I'm interested in is so you said that the body is frozen, right? And
Pretty
the kid
much.
found it first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
So that means the body's probably been out there the entire night, and he lives a couple of miles out from here. So what was he doing here as a blacksmith in the middle of the night, miles away from town?
Well,
Can I ask?
he was seen in the tavern last night. I believe he left sometime, perhaps near midnight.
Didn't get very far.
This is the middle of the road. Would not anyone have left after him and seen it?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Drunks.
And most of the people staying here in the tavern would live nearby or perhaps travel out through the back exit. Who knows?
What was the blacksmith's reputation in the village? Was he well liked?
Fairly well liked from what I can tell. Are you going to look at his corpse or what?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at his
I got a
corpse.
3, so I gave up on that.
Am I investigating?
Yeah, make your investigation checks. You can all
Oh,
make
sorry. And while you're doing
investigation.
that, what was the bartender's name again?
Saga.
By the way,
So
Mr. Oswald.
I rolled a 17 on
Nice.
investigation.
I
Okay.
rolled a 10.
All right. Sorry, Marth, what was your question there?
By the way, Mr. Oswald, are you all right? You seem to have a bit of a cough, and I know it's very cold up here.
It is the black lung. That's all. Had it for
Oh.
some time now. I'm sure soon it should probably kill me, I suppose.
That
I'm
sounds awful. Do you have
Is
any
this a
healers
mining
here?
town as well?
I have some medicine in my room, fear not. Now,
I
back
look
to
at
the
life
body.
cleric.
Back to the body, eh? What? Okay, so those of you that rolled sort of 17s and such, that'd be you, Mr. Hank, in particular, but anybody else that gets high rolls, you will notice that there's a laceration that runs from the bottom of his left hip up to his shoulder, his right shoulder. right across his spine. You can see his spine. You can see the wound is very deep, and there's a lot
Wait,
of.
this is on his back.
So this
It's on
cut
his
through
face.
his clothes as well.
Oh,
Yeah, it's cut through his clothes too.
so
Yeah.
it's on his front.
Something has gashed him from shoulder to hip, or hip to shoulder. You don't know which direction. Could be one or the other. Causing massive blood loss. You can see various even organs and ribs through the wound there. But there's something else that seems to be a bit odd, and there's sort of a dark gap that you're noticing, Mr. Hank, or not Mr. Hank, but Hank. As you get closer, you sort of see seems to be like a big air pocket.
Tricky Bob, you are a healer by trade, apparently. Can you
Yes, that is my trade.
discern what may have caused these wounds?
Do you want to
I will do medicine.
Perhaps someone can do a nature check.
You can make a
Or
medicine check. Yeah,
Just to confirm, this is on his front side, right?
that's correct. Yeah,
And he's face down.
face down.
Got a nat
I guess we rolled
20.
him over.
Nat 20.
Hey.
I'm a surgeon.
Right. Apparently you are, because you immediately discern that he's had his heart ripped out.
Is this Oswald? Does this happen to everybody?
Not all of them, no. So let me
Have you
see now.
checked? Have you checked if they all had hearts?
Do you have a list of like how
Yeah.
how thorough is your tracking of these deaths?
Some couple of months ago now, Sarg's horses, they were taken, brought to the attention of the smith, in fact, by Edmund Talbot. Edmund Talbot, yes, brought to Edmund Talbot's attention by a child named Hetty Rundham when he went to muck out the stables a few weeks ago.
All the bodies found by children?
No. Quentin Nary, however, was delivering some hay because the usual wagonman from Quixley on the Frostmoor was out of town. His name might have been Jack or Mr. Talbot or possibly Rumsley. I'm not sure. That was just before we contacted you. So during the time that you were on your way in the last few weeks, George Gilly, and oddly enough, that's him here, lying face down in the mud. George Gilly was traveling home after a day in town, because as I told you, he lives out of town. And George had been arguing with me about tax, oddly enough. And he found Quentin Nary lying just out of town on the side of the road near an abandoned shrine. Then, more recently, Catharus's cattle. Cathar apparently slept through the whole thing. All gone.
Are there still a lot of people standing around and like listening? And
yeah.
All right.
What's the general vibe with the crowd?
I think we should reconvene in the tavern with just Saga and Oswald.
The crowd are fascinated, interested, horrified, superstitious.
Let's. Do you have someone who can clean up the body? Is there anything else that we reckon we can?
Well, as you're having this conversation, you notice a small delegation coming down from the temple up on the hill behind the paladin, the halfling paladin statue. So there's two pillars outside the front of the temple, and the doors open, and this small group of men and women come out with, most of them have white robes. One of them has black robes on, and he walks in the front with a staff, and he comes down towards you.
Wait, so stop me if this doesn't make sense. But the wound is on the front, and his heart was ripped.
No, the wound is on his back.
Oh, sorry. I tried to confirm that earlier. You said it was on the front, I thought.
No, he was on his front.
Okay.
The wound is not on his front. Sorry, I must have misheard you.
Okay. So, I lost.
Goddamn, they ripped through the rib cage
from
the back.
Yeah,
that's
from
gross.
the back.
So
it's not
the
the best
ribs
way of
would have
doing
had
it.
to have been broken.
I don't think he was killed here.
I think it was reckless because that's a really difficult way to get at the heart.
Yeah.
This is clearly a giant monster, and I say that relatively loudly.
You hear this ripple through the crowd. crowd.
I don't think he was killed here.
Well, you've already discerned that there is a blood trail that leads off, but the blood trail is under the snow. So dusting off the snow will be your next task.
But
if you want
what
to
does that
follow
mean? If he wasn't killed here, that means he was.
Dragged here to make a scene.
Yes, he was dragged here. And that means if it's a giant monster, it's an intelligent giant monster that's trying to play to everyone's fears.
Well, greetings, adventurers, says the fellow that's in the front of the crowd of priests and priestesses coming down from the temple. I'm Father Dalagar. How can I help you all? It looks like we have another incident. You'll be wanting me to tidy this up too, I suspect, Oswald. Oswald turns to him. Ah, yes, Dalagar. Yes, if you can have this put in the crypt would be good. Keep him cold, I say. Cold as possible for as long as possible before the cremation. We're going to have to inform, what's her name, the young girl, Gilly. So I'm told.
Are any of the bodies still in the crypt, or are they all disposed of?
Some of them have been disposed of. We have some of the cattle still out in the shed.
Pardon, Father.
Yes. How can I help you?
May I ask, what sort of worship do you practice here?
We worship mostly the Seldarine in these parts, the old gods, the elven gods, and some others.
Respectable.
Any specific deity?
Well, as you know, of course, the moon was shattered aeons ago. So amongst
as we all know,
of course I know that.
Yes.
Primary deities is Sehanine Moonbow and Carolyn Larathian, but we have some others as well.
How big is your congregation in Greymoor?
Well,
are there many religious folk around here?
Most everyone here is religious. We practice the old traditions. You see, how it works here is every member of the society comes in and practices in the temple. We don't sit like a congregation before a priest and listen to sermons. We practice as a group. Every member of the congregation has a position to hold in every ceremony. We change our positions, but everyone.
I imagine that with these gruesome deaths lately, many people must have been turning to faith to find comfort.
Well, indeed. Yes, that's true. That's true. And what of yourselves, adventurers? You're from the south, I assume. How far south have you come from?
Vaingate.
The deep south.
And how is Vaingate on these days? No, you don't want to hear about Vaingate. It's a dastardly place. Dirty, dirty city.
Very dirty.
Disgusting. You wouldn't want to live there, I can tell you that much. You're better off out here in the middle of nowhere than Vaingate. I'm going inside. It's time for breakfast. Somebody do something about this corpse, will you? Yes,
right.
Blood trail?
Yeah, you're the ranger.
I'll leave my boy here. Gwyll.
Larian, help me.
Gwyll, look after these people. If they need something, they want something from me, you can act as a runner. Come and find me. Send me messages, whatever. All right, Gwyll, you understand? Yeah, don't stand there gormlessly, you young twaddle. Find a pen or something.
What's the kid's name? Is it Will or Willie? Will.
GW.
Is just in history terms, is Twaddle the halfling village?
That's right.
Is it also a slur in this world?
You don't want to be a twaddler.
Yeah, no.
Apparently.
That's horrible. Those poor halflings.
But he's a child too, see. Double entendre.
I see.
Right. Well, yeah. Do we follow the blood, or do we go and look at some cows?
Let's have a look at the blood trail before the crime scene gets.
Right.
Who generally deals with the dead bodies?
Dalagar, the father Dalagar turns. Usually it's me, actually.
I reckon we go and follow the blood, and then we sort of find the general direction, and then we come back and have a look at some of those other bodies.
In a moment, but now I'm here. So now, Father, I noticed I've heard there's a coffin maker in this town.
Yes.
Are you cremating all the corpses, or is this a choice of the deceased?
Well, regardless of cremation, coffins are a necessity. It's part of our tradition here.
Oh, so you burn the coffin with the body?
Of course.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, well, no, that checks out.
You I asked about religion. Are you practicing yourself? You have, I see you have a cleric among you. Welcome.
I'm a follower of Moradin myself.
Oh, life, light, liberty, and love to you.
I do the same thing. Father, I have a question. So you've been observing all these corpses showing up here. Yeah, you've noticed anything unusual about them?
Well, besides the fact that they've been murdered horribly.
Are they all been murdered equally horribly, or is there kind of a
I believe there was a
fluctuation?
hunting accident. Yeah, wasn't there?
I heard, yeah.
A hunting accident? Who told you that?
Lord
Duncan.
What was his? Lord Duncan.
I'm not
Originally, he said
with,
there were a few incidents, and then the reason we came was because there was a mysterious hunting accident or hunting death.
A hunting accident.
Well, that's what I remember.
Well, perhaps he might have had his facts wrong.
You know how these things go. Just halfling whispers.
Certainly. But yes, so you are, in fact, religious types yourselves. So curiously, we have our festival, midwinter festival in 3 nights.
Oh, truly?
Truly. We're preparing now. You'll find I'm quite busy over the next few days and nights, and so will many of the townsfolk be busy too, as we prepare for the festival.
These grisly murders aren't putting a bit of a damper on things?
Well, yes, they
I'd
are.
argue that would be the best time to hold such a festival to raise the spirits of the people.
Well, we're not...
Great opportunity to murder someone.
He steps forward a little and looks down and leans into you, Josiah, says, exactly. And this is why I would very much appreciate you solving these crimes as quickly as possible. I would like this out of our hair before the townsfolk become, well, I wouldn't want them to lose faith.
I go to pat him on the shoulder and say, of course. And then I lean in really quietly and whisper in his ear, I know it was you.
Do you?
Oh.
Really?
And then I slap him on the back and say, just kidding. But then I narrow my eyes again.
So
regarding the festival,
he's making an insight check on you. I'll tell you what the number is. You can tell me what he learns. Okay.
Okay.
Not very much because he only rolls a 10. So it's up to you whether he learns anything.
I think from that he gathers that I'm trying to diffuse the tension of the situation with a tiny little bit of humor, but also maybe test the waters a little to see his internal character.
Right. Well, you notice his lips kind of flicker momentarily. Like he's a little bit cut by your comment.
Oh, speaking of the festival, though, if all turns out well, might I ask if I could perform at the festival?
You want to perform at the festival? Well, perhaps, but we'll have to look into what kind of talents you possess and which one of the Seldarine you will embody. Because it's a kind of...
out of character, I have like, how many instruments on me? I have 2 instruments on me right now.
Okay.
I love guys with Lyrian and then like
so
hold where my flute is and just go.
You are a bard. I see. Well, all things going according to plan, then I suspect that would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, I would never miss a chance to venerate this elder into accepting congregation.
Thank you. That is very kind. Yes, he turns around and looks down to the dwarf.
I am still talking about all these corpses. Have they had all their organs in place? Have you seen some organs missing?
Let me see about that. Let me think back. And out of game is mostly me just going back through my notes, so don't take his reaction as being anything in particular.
If you've got a stock list of organs,
checks his notes.
Well, Sir Thomas had his head torn off.
Head? Wait, I need to write these down as well.
And his heart was also missing. I had to stitch him back together. It was a very grisly affair.
Thomas Head
plus
over
heart.
heart. In love.
Some of the horses got ripped apart. Very, very messy. I fortunately didn't have to deal with that. I just heard rumors about it.
Was anything eaten?
You can't really tell when it's in a situation like that. We didn't see any bite marks. I can say that much. Nothing
Were
that
the wounds quite clean, or did they look like they were caused by claws, or or were they perhaps with instruments, or?
I was honestly
Could you tell?
so shocked at the time. I did not think to consider this. It was largely a case of, for me, I spent most of this time in a kind of an awful dirge-like prayer. And so in trance, I sewed these corpses back together with my assistance, of course. And we placed them in the crypt where the very little ever unfreezes, even in the summer. The summers here are not particularly warm, you can imagine. So what else can I tell you?
Gimbal, as a ranger, do you know what kind of beasts lurk around the northern reaches of the realm?
I don't think anything that would regularly come into town to murder everything, but hang on, I can do a what kind of check would I do for that?
You could do a nature check.
Nature. I'm not rolling great today.
So
I've
yeah,
never
there was
been
a
this far.
couple of weeks ago, we had Catherine. She has a farm about 2 miles south. Her cattle were slaughtered too.
Possibly a dragon.
Thomas, did he have his head missing, or this was the head just next to the body?
It was next to the corpse.
I see, but nothing missing except the heart.
Nothing but the heart.
How about the cattle and the horses? Do they have their heart?
Some of them. Not all.
Did you burn the horses and cattle? Oh, they're still there. They're still there.
They're
Cattle
over,
are still in the.
Okay.
Yeah. We have what you might call some sort of warehouse.
Oh, has there been a pattern?
We keep them in the barn.
Has there been a pattern to these killings between the people and the animals? Do they alternate, or is it random? Or
well, let me think about this. And I have to say too, very quickly, I am running out of time for this conversation. I do have midday prayers to prepare for. But I can say this much. Sir Thomas, I would say he was...
Sir Thomas?
Yes, Sir Thomas.
Okay.
He was the sheriff.
Right, the town guard / sheriff / dead guy.
He was found between 9 and 10 a.m. Quentin Nary was also found about the same kind of time. Maybe that's
coming up to the midwinter celebrations. Have there been any smaller or any other days of?
Wait, it's coming up to
importance?
midwinter.
A festival? Sorry, what?
Yeah, is it midwinter festival? Do you say it was in 3 days?
That's right.
Have you celebrated any other days of significance coming up to?
Oh, a few, yes, but I don't think they correlate to these deaths.
We can't leave any stone unturned.
That's true. I'll have a think about that and get back to you if I can.
Okay.
I have a suspicion, but it's not founded on anything. It just strikes me.
I do need to make a trip to the apothecary. If you'll forgive me, I'm going to need to start moving. Feel free to walk with me if you have any more questions. Very well.
I have a suspicion, but I don't think it's founded on anything. It just...
Go on.
It's coming up to midwinter very soon. These attacks, I would venture that normal animals and beasts here on this plane do not attack like this unless I have been severely mistaken in my understanding of this place. I look at the ranger.
Are you thinking hibernation? Something's murdering to stock up food to hibernate.
What? No, that does. That
They
makes no sense
would already
unless
be
they're-
hibernating.
No,
Come
but
on,
what if
come
it's
on, Ranger.
I'm saying
He's an
that
Underdark Ranger. You can't expect him to
I'm an
make these
Underdark
things.
Ranger. I reckon hibernation. But anyway, go on. No, most
I'm saying
animals
that with how these killings are happening and with these hearts being ripped out and with the time being that it is,
Oh,
I
wait,
feel
Hank
like
can't
it,
get back in. I'm sorry.
don't. Oh,
He's having a real man
You can
tonight.
keep talking. I'll hang on.
I feel like it might not be a coincidence. There might be some sort of significance that is magically important.
I'm leaning towards the same way as well.
yeah.
I'm thinking the father being, this being a place of multiple worship, may not know all the significant events, but it's
But
just me.
midwinter. Midwinter is very significant, but
Does anyone want to check the blood trail while we're still standing around?
Yeah, I want. I think I already tried and failed at my tracking of it because I want to go follow it because I'm betting
Anyone else want to make
it leads to the back of the tavern.
You make a survival check. Everybody who wants to try and track the
Why
trail.
not?
Yeah.
anyone who wants can. If anyone has bardic inspiration, whoever has the highest survival.
I got
Fine.
17.
17 for tracking.
Crap again.
Okay.
You guys should let me say I'm giving you bardic inspiration before you roll. Otherwise, it's not valid.
Save it for another time.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so 17
Oh boy,
is
tricky Bob.
good enough to discover that underneath the snow, you see there's definitely a blood trail, and it starts leading around behind the inn. At this point, by the way, you're still standing there with your horses and everything. You've got all your pots and pans and tents and
I'm taking my horse to the stable.
all your stuff with you. And oddly enough, the blood trail leads around the back of the inn where the stable is. Gwyll is coming with you, by the way. And
That's our new little man.
A little steward.
The halfling.
It was a child. So we're just
Oh,
calling him
a child or a
twaddle.
halfling?
he's a human.
Which one?
He's
Okay.
Janet, what are you?
Can't just ask someone what they are. Jeez.
But also, I think we should storm the crypt.
Storm the crypt.
Storm
Let's
the crypt?
let's come to storming the crypt later. We don't want to go attacking. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Obviously,
We don't want to jump
if
to
we want to see the
conclusions.
dead bodies, we need to see
Why-
the dead bodies.
I'm more interested in talking to Saga first because he'll know some shit.
Sure.
Why would you need to
And-
storm the crypt to see the bodies?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just ask?
Yeah.
We seem pretty
I can
lenient.
politely storm the crypt.
How about we just take a second to reconvene over what we all know while hopefully Hank can worm his way in as we saddle up our horses or unsaddle our horses.
Untitled.
Hank's walked over to the inn already. He's already like deep
He's
in
already
there.
there.
Yeah.
So let's walk and talk as we do as
Yeah.
take our effects off the horses. So few people have died. I wasn't paying attention. I don't take notes.
I
All up
did.
here, baby.
I've got a few notes, but I'm quite curious. So, like, yes, okay, these killings are starting, but this was in the city. He still must have died during tavern hours. So, is it a simple matter of him walking out the back of a tavern and getting brutally murdered without anyone hearing or knowing, and then being dragged into the city street?
Well, let's see where this leads.
So do we
The
want to
blood
check out
trail
the tavern first?
leads you all the way around the back of the tavern to the back door. The stable's right next to it. And while you're there, there's a young fellow with red hair leaning against the door of the stable, and he stands up. Sorry. Do you need your horses? Do you want me to put your horses away?
I walk over and say, "Yes, please, Hetty. Here you go."
What'd you call me?
Hetty, aren't you Hetty? You're not Hetty.
My name's Talbot, Edmund
Do you know Hetty?
Talbot.
You know
Hetty.
Hetty.
Eddie.
Eddie?
Eddie.
What is it?
Who are you talking about?
One of the
Edward.
boys that saw one of the earlier crime scenes. I think he saw the death of Tom.
This
Wasn't it?
boy, by the way, is much, much older than him. This
Ah.
guy's like mid-teens. He's about maybe 16 or 17.
Yes. Take the horse, saddle him up. I flick him a silver piece.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. He takes your horses and leads them inside. And at this point, you're sort of still, one of you is still brushing away the snow and discovering more and more blood until you get to a patch where there's quite a lot of blood. and it's sprayed up against the wall of the door as well. And there's a big patch of blood here, frozen.
Wait, is the door covered in snow?
The back door? The back door is not covered in snow.
So the blood spray is just right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was only just discovered. The body was only just discovered, and it's still stupidly early in the morning.
Yeah.
I tap the stable boy on the shoulder and be like, by any chance, you wouldn't have happened to be around when this happened? And I gesture to the giant.
Oh no, is that? Oh, it happened here, didn't it?
Yes, it seems.
Probably right where you're standing.
Oh my God, he steps back. No.
And
Things aren't
over
looking
there
good
as
for you,
well.
laddie.
Yeah.
Oh, crikey.
You didn't notice
no.
this when you got to the stable in the morning?
No.
What are you planning to do with our horses?
Has anyone told Aaron Gilly yet?
Not
we're heading
yet,
there
not
later
yet.
today.
Would
I don't
you?
want to do that.
So it seems like you're aware that he came by this way. What do you know about this?
What do you mean? You're a female, right, Lyrian?
Male.
Oh, Mal.
You're male. Okay. What exactly do you mean, sir?
Oh, well, you said it happened here, so I'm sure you're aware of the murder.
Well, everyone's aware of the murder. There's a bunch of people standing in the street out the front. I heard about it about an hour ago, probably before you got in. I did see you coming though, but Mr. Oswald told me to go and stay by the stables because you probably want your horses put away.
Were you here last night?
I work here, ma'am, sir.
I kind of scowl.
Oh, slippery slope.
What are you, an Eladrin?
Yes,
is
very,
your character
very
quite
girly elf.
androgynous?
Yes.
Androgynous girly elf. He's never seen one of you before.
Wow, okay.
I live here, so I live inside the tavern, just upstairs in that room there. You can see my window.
Hmm.
And you didn't hear anything last night?
No, sir. I didn't see nothing. Didn't hear nothing.
I lean in and I was like, "Are you a drinker, Eddie? How could you not hear anything?"
No, nobody heard nothing. It must have been. I don't know, sir.
We can see your bedroom window from the place where the man was
I must have been
killed.
asleep, mustn't I? It's not my fault.
I intimidated him.
You're going on a list,
so
kid.
what did you hear, you little shit?
I didn't hear nothing. It
Hang
wasn't
on, I'm
me.
gonna
I
roll an
didn't do
intimidation.
anything.
I'm gonna grab him by the shoulders. What did you hear? As soon as I can get
You
to my
treat all
skills.
children like this?
I didn't
He's
hear
a
nothing.
teenager. He's not a
Only the
child.
troublemakers.
I'm going to tell Lord Oswald about this. You can't go around doing this to people. Sarg won't have it.
Lord Oswald
He's in
told
his
us to.
teens? That's even younger than I thought. How
I
can
only
you do that? He's a
7.
baby.
I only do a 7.
He's a baby.
Wow,
Coming from the
that's-
Eladrin.
Yes, coming from the Eladrin.
So you're doing an intimidation check. What was
Yeah, I
it?
only roll a 7 or what. He's not too intimidated.
Right.
Or
He's a kid. He's a kid. He's pretty easy.
I don't have enough finesse. I'm just shaking this shit out.
So leave off. You stop that.
No, I got my eye
Oh,
on you, Eddie.
hands off the
He
child.
might be 17, but he's actually quite strong because he's he does a lot of work around here and he lives in the middle of freaking the wilderness most of the time.
Well, boy, go home.
I think it's more likely that whatever did this managed to do it stealthily than an entire tavern of people, no matter how drunk, not
All
noticing.
right, I back off, but I look at him and go, I got my eyes on you, Jughead. Because your head looks like
we
a
know where
jug.
you live. Now get.
He heads to the tavern.
Ruffians.
He steps over the blood and goes in through the back door.
Mm,
You notice he has a key.
I don't trust Eddie.
He's got a key to the tavern.
He uses the back door, but he didn't notice a blood splatter. It's kind of suspicious.
I don't like that kid. I didn't
Nor
get his
do I.
name though. Redhead.
Out of
Little
game,
ranger.
it's feasible that he came out through the back door and never saw it and went straight to the stable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Don't you try and make us not suspicious.
I mean,
I'm
Did he
going
like
after
not
that
close
kid.
the door behind himself?
I'm pretty
or
sure we're
anything
going to
like
arrest
that?
everybody in this town.
All right, so we've
What if
seen
it's organized murder?
we've seen the blood
Cult.
splatter on the door.
Yeah.
There's
so the blood splatter's on the door and it stops there.
so it seems like he was killed in this
Like-
alley.
And then
Pretty much. It seems like it. Do you have the
Is the
impression
door
that-
damaged?
Nope.
Can we do investigation around the area to see if there's anything else out of place?
Sure, you can make an investigation check.
Okay, I'm trying to think about the logistics of this.
Can
19.
anybody cast?
18, sorry.
Can anybody cast like a detect magic kind of thing?
I think I have it. Do I?
He does. There doesn't seem to be anything particularly out of place. However, you notice a raven sitting up atop a wooden pole.
I scowl at it.
Looks down at you.
I'm going to shoot it with my bow.
Are you?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I'm shooting.
Why?
Because it's a spy. It could be a friggin' minion. I'm shooting it. I'm shooting it.
Roll to hit.
Oh yes, and it pops out a well-shaped instant arc druid.
Go. Oh my god. Oh no, that's all right.
Wasn't there a raven following us?
There he is. He's back. Welcome back, Hank.
Hello.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
Yeah, that was stressful.
He's
Sorry,
in the
guys.
new location as well.
I am in my comfy chair, closer to the Wi-Fi adapter.
Nice.
So
seemed-
probably won't make a difference, but even know.
You
Right.
hit the raven.
What did I miss?
I just shot a bird.
Yep. And you killed it. It takes a couple of minutes to die, but it's gonna die. It's dead.
Okay. Okay.
Just a regular raven.
It's a regular.
Why would you
raven.
do that?
It was.
It's a person.
I'm a superstitious person, elf, and to me, well, now it's dinner. I pick it up and I bag it. I'll pluck it later.
I
So
can
what did
cast
Hank
detect
miss?
magic, but
Who wants to fill Hank in on what happened? Where did you?
what
where
did,
did you leave off, Hank?
All right, so my internet dropped out when I asked whether or not the wounds were clean or if they appeared to be made by some sort of beast or animal.
Right, and you were talking about the various killings in the past, or this particular killing.
All of them.
All of them. Okay.
We're
Yeah.
leaning towards beast of some description.
Are you?
Like the kills.
Magical beast.
Magical beast. This, definitely
Yeah.
not a normal beast. Something's provoking it and making it do it or releasing it.
All right.
I was leaning towards it being a townsfolk.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards like religious cult or something.
I
like
think
that.
someone has cast silence in the area every time there's someone.
Well, the
murdered.
problem is,
Ah.
what kind of townsfolk would be able to reach through somebody's back through the ribcage and grab their heart and take it out?
Yeah, that's
Out of their
it's
advanced
tricky.
cultist.
I mean,
Hello.
as soon as you slice someone's back open, I think you reach around in there enough, you can pull anything out.
Yeah, but you got to get through
If it is a
ribs.
oh.
The
Mm.
back.
I don't think it was surgical. Like it wasn't that clean, was it? It was
Josiah
a
touches
massive
his own
rip.
back to feel his ribs.
It did not look like a surgical attack.
No, it was just a
That's for
massive
sure.
gash, and then something's grabbed the heart.
All right.
But it
Who
went just
actually-
for the heart, not the
Out
other
of
organs.
game, who actually looked at the body? Who put your hand up if you looked at the body and you
Oh, no, I
actually
didn't.
examined it? Okay, so you guys.
Oh wait, I didn't
did-
roll anything.
I rolled
Right.
shit.
I
I
didn't
was
roll.
mostly looking at the blood.
So those of
Roll a
you
good
who
17.
got above 15,
Oh no, I did. I did the medical check.
Right. So you
I
got
did
above- All right.
It was a 22 as well.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys can both make nature checks then. Hank and Tricky Bob can make nature checks.
Oh, no, sorry.
Can I assist by standing over their shoulder and going?
You can
No, I
assist.
got
You can assist.
13.
So 13 for Tricky
Right.
Bob. And
All right. Sorry. Nature check from me.
Yep.
I'm just getting myself reset up.
Yep.
I had the perfect little position. Anyway.
don't you hate that?
Right. Nature is it?
Yep.
So that is 8.
8. Oh, okay.
Aren't
So
you getting help?
I'm not sure what.
Yeah, I helped. I
That's
helped.
true. So you can
So
roll again
Oh,
for your for advantage, Hank.
Oh,
Hank.
Are you helping both of us?
Yeah, I'll just start ranting about basic
Oh,
nature.
I did worse. I did worse actually. You unhelped me.
Basic ranger
Distracted me.
fundamentals.
That sounds like me.
That is a dirty 20.
A dirty
Nice.
20.
Oh,
All
great.
right. Well, okay. So, Hank, it seems to you that it could have been an axe or it could have been a claw, but it was definitely not a sharpened dagger or a scalpel.
Cool.
Mm.
Axel.
A lumberjack.
By the
A
way,
lumberjack
while we're
did it.
here, can
Mhm.
somebody? I'm looking at this stain and okay, so I want to close the door and I want to stand with my back to it because I'm trying to figure out how this blood splatter could have happened like this.
You want to CSI this?
All right. So would you like to make a wisdom, and I guess we'll make this a survival check.
Because I need to find an axe.
What?
Well, we're testing this out, aren't we?
I'll hold the blunt edge to you, but
No, this doesn't make any sense.
it's
As I
too
stand with my
close to
back
the
to it.
door. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, no, it doesn't make the sense. The wound was on the back, but I'm standing right next to the door. How could it have come through the door?
It didn't go through the door, right?
Slash.
It sprayed on the door. So I picture
Yeah.
like this guy was like, if you think about it, say you're drunk, you go out the back, you go to take a whiz next to the door, like you just go out the door, turn, take a whiz, something comes up and whoosh, up the back, the blood would go against the wall, against the door.
Makes sense.
That's
Like,
how I'm picturing.
At that angle?
Did I miss something?
It depends how he was like standing, but we're
Right.
not
So
gonna
these
know how he
guys,
was
okay,
standing.
so Hank, to be clear, these guys have gone around, they followed the blood trail to the stables. They're out the back of the inn now, the back of the tavern. Between the tavern and the stables, you had a short conversation with Edmund Talbot, who was the stable keeper, who has since gone inside, having been intimidated by these guys because they're rude fuckers. And so
I gave him a silver. He forgive us.
And
Okay, so
yeah.
sorry, never mind.
And there was a raven, and so the ranger shot the raven. Now they're trying to figure out why there's a blood spatter all over the door. Although Edmund Talbot came out of the back door and apparently didn't see it, but he's got a key. He used the key to go back into the tavern. But when you pointed out the fact that there was blood everywhere, he hadn't seen it. So you're trying to figure out how he came out through the back door without seeing the blood, which seems feasible that he could have done that.
First,
But how
of
did he
all,
lock the door when he left?
He did. Had he locked
Because
the
he
door?
unlocked the door when he went in just now. That means he locked the door when he went out.
No,
so
no,
that means
because
he would have.
they could have locked it from the inside. Someone lives in the.
It's not that
tavern.
modern.
Someone may have locked it.
Well,
So I rolled the 14 on the survival, and
Right.
also as I was saying, the blood splatter is just all up this door. I feel like it would be just really hard for someone to be wounded on the back like this and for it to spray on the closed door.
Well, from your position where you're standing there, Lyrian, it occurs to you that he might have stepped out from the door and taken like perhaps 1 or 2 steps, and someone could have been standing next to the door
ambushing
Next to
him,
the door.
and ambushed him from behind.
like waiting
Wait,
right outside for him
Wouldn't
to
the blood
leave.
spray on the ambusher then?
Well, they might spray on the ambusher, but probably also on the door.
Does the blood splatter on the door look like there was anything blocking it?
Not especially, but I mean, okay. All right, let's do it this way. Let me share a whiteboard. Here's a
MS
whiteboard.
Paint?
Ooh.
Here is the wall. This is the door. Here's a couple of steps that come down from the door. Okay, so our dude comes down, he steps to about here. When our ambusher, who is here, hits him, boom, with an axe. Blood goes.
Okay.
Okay.
The door is just like a standard door, right? It opens, swings one way.
Yep.
Does it
opens-
open outside or inside?
It opens outward, actually.
Okay. So someone could have been behind the door as it opened.
Okay. Is there anything else that we want, or shall we head inside and speak to the innkeeper?
I got to talk to Saga. All we know is this guy was killed here. Oh, I searched for weapons. I searched for the weapon, the murder weapon.
Okay. You're not finding any murder weapons. There's nothing. I mean, you see, there is a shovel. There is a pick in the stables. There's a few other bits and pieces like that, like standard kind of farming implements and things that are lying around. Nothing with any blood on them, though.
Okay.
Nothing that's saying wop 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 wop, murder weapon, take me,
And
pick me.
it was snowing all night.
Yeah.
Are there any prints in the blood? Like any, not necessarily fingerprints, but literally any sort of like smudges or.
Right. Can you make a survival check for me?
Yes.
Oh no, there's a big black cat
Cat? Where?
No.
Thanks.
This is
on Hank's knee.
Oh wait.
Wait.
11.
Cat. Cat.
Uh,
Oh.
So that's
11.
a massive gentleman's 11. You don't see any prints or anything like that. There doesn't seem to be
Bummer.
anything. There's too much snow and what have
Such a
you.
show off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going inside.
Yeah,
It's cold.
let's head inside.
Can we
I
go
think-
inside from the back door or is it locked?
Can I get a perception check from everybody?
Okay.
Oh, all right.
And the back door is locked.
Nice.
The kid locked us out.
18.
21.
10.
Wow. Okay, so Tricky Bob and Josiah, you both hear little footsteps going off through the snow.
Behind us?
Through the fence.
Footsteps.
There's on the right hand side between the stables and the tavern is a wooden fence made of planks with little gaps between the planks that allow you to look out onto the main street that you were on previously.
Mm.
All right,
And-
rush over and try and see what made the noise.
Okay, so you're going to look
Huh?
over the fence or through the fence,
Through
or are you
the
going to
fence.
go? Okay, so can you make another perception check, please?
Okay.
Me
What are you
too.
looking at?
I went inside. Oh, I'm trying. The door's locked, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Door
door
is
is
locked. 14.
14. And Tricky Bob, what do you get? What do you get? What do you get?
Flaccid 20.
A flaccid 20.
Wait. No, 18. Sorry, 18.
18. An even
18,
more
yeah.
flaccid 18.
Yeah.
Is that a flaccid 20?
But better than a dysfunctional 10. Okay, so 18. Yeah, all right. So you guys both see this little figure in a dress with pigtails running off down the street.
In a dress.
Yeah.
Like a winter dress or just a dress?
Oh, a kind of a peasant's
It's a
dress.
winter dress.
Oh,
You
I don't know.
pointed
it
out
seems,
to the
it
rest
seems
of us?
cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just heard something and just darted away. It's some little girl, I assume.
Wait, so what is she wearing?
A dress.
Peasant's dress.
Peasant's dress.
I just
Hessian cloth.
brush
Okay, and how-
past and say, I'm sick of these fucking
and-
kids, and I walk inside.
And how far is she?
She's.
Running away, so she's 50 feet now.
Do we want to chase
We're
her? Or?
chasing. Chase her.
I jump the fence.
You jump the fence. Athletics.
Athletics. Oh,
I
God.
cast sleep.
I'm going the long way. I'm
What's the
walking. I'm running
range on
around.
sleep.
90.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
11 for me.
What are you doing?
Jumping the fence.
What's the
Oh, yeah, okay,
what's the
athletics.
radius on sleep? Is there a radius?
Yes, it is. It is 20 feet, but
20 feet.
if I see anyone near her, I'll try to angle it away from anyone else.
Okay. Can you make an Arcana check to do that?
Okay, sure. Nope, I guess I just drop it straight on her.
Okay, you drop it
Nice.
straight on her.
Uh,
All right, so she hits the floor. She hits
wait,
the
I was
snow.
going to roll. I don't have to
Well,
roll.
She doesn't have that many hit points,
Oh,
and
okay.
neither does anybody else around here. So fear not.
Whoops. I'm
Um,
taking a nap now.
So yeah, you come when you do come around the corner, you'll find 2 or 3 people lying on the street, fast asleep. Right.
All right, I'm gonna pull my bow out and say, "What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Killing them?"
What? No, don't kill them. That's
Oh.
that's insane.
Well, I didn't chase that girl down the street and then
Did-
sleep a bunch of people.
Did I manage to jump the fence, by the way?
I kill a bird.
What
and
did
everyone
you
gets
get
up
again?
me, and You
11.
guys chase a
11.
girl.
Yeah, it takes you a full round to get over the fence, though.
Cool.
Those that go the other way will get there probably faster, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Sleep
was
is
like-
harmless.
As far as we know, what if it?
Well, I wouldn't know. It
messes
doesn't
with
work
their
on me.
mind.
Yeah. So are we in combat or are we all just walking around to investigate what's going on with this girl?
You're walking around, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
I like to think I was in combat, but no, I'm good. I'm good. Just walking around.
Okay.
All right, so let's go up and just take note of who this girl appears to be.
Okay.
I'd like to rummage through her clothes.
I'm going in the tavern. I'm walking.
You're going to
I step
rummage
back
through a
and put
little
my
girl's
hands up.
clothes?
I'm not being a
rummaging
part of
through
this.
Very
I'm
everyone's
non-dirty
going
way.
in the tavern.
Okay,
I want to
hold
see
on.
what she's got on it.
Everybody hold
Okay.
fire for 1 second.
Yeah, you're getting a judgmental look for that one.
Okay, I'm good. All right, so what were
I'm
we doing?
recorded, man.
I'm just taking
I'm
note
not
of the
getting
scene,
those.
I guess, having a look at who this girl is.
Okay, well, she looks like a peasant girl. She's wearing ragged clothes. You notice, can you make an investigation check?
Sure thing.
All of us?
Anybody that's next to the girl?
You
I'm
going to the
going
tavern?
I did
12.
went a long way. Me too.
12, 12.
I'm also 12.
Okay, you're also 12.
7.
A strong 7. She has bruises on her face, neck, arms, and legs.
Is that potentially from falling while she fell asleep?
Not in all of those places, and she wouldn't have bruises. They wouldn't have.
Immediately, no.
I'll be right back.
So no, you don't think so.
Are we rousing suspicion by having cast sleep in this area?
I
on a
was
little
gonna say I
girl?
want to wake up the other people
Yeah.
and try to shoo them along their way.
Okay, they were just peasants. They wake up and they run off. They don't say a word. They just bolt off into the mist.
Okay. Do we think we should wake up this little girl?
Oh, not out here. It's cold.
Yeah, I think we should go somewhere warmer, maybe somewhere private.
You'll
we have
also
a
notice
room
that
somewhere?
amongst her raggedy clothes and what have you, 2 things. One is she has like a little teddy bear tied to her waist, made of very cheap materials. And she also has, oddly enough, a silver-looking religious symbol.
Can I do a religion check on the symbol?
Yep.
I want to pick her up and like put my cloak around her shoulders.
I don't know much about religion, so that's a 5 for me.
Oh, you have no
I'll
idea.
do one as
I
well
would
because
like
I
to-
noticed it.
Oh, actually,
All right.
pick it up, yeah.
It
You'd be much
appears to
better.
have some kind of religious meaning.
Okay. What are we getting?
Oh man, I'm bad at religion. I'm a really bad cleric.
Damn.
Well, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not as weird as you think. Clerics aren't into.
I would like to do a religion check,
All right.
please.
Yep. Go for your life.
I'm
Would you
currently
like
bundling up the little girl.
So I get an 18.
an
There
18?
we go.
Okay.
Whoa! You want
Yeah.
to switch jobs?
Well,
No.
so the religious symbol seems to be a very generic blessing of the Seldarine. So it's an elven thing.
You say
Is
it
she
was
human?
you say it was silver as well.
Yep.
And she's just a peasant. Seems a bit odd that she would have something worth
Yeah.
so much.
Is
Yeah.
she human?
She's human.
Okay. Can we bring her inside the inn?
By the way, just for your information, generally speaking, most humans in this world worship the Seldarine because they are essentially guests of the elves. They are refugees of the elves. So, yeah, that's what that's about. Okay, so you're going to take her into the inn, all right?
Yep.
And as you go into the inn, you notice a few people sitting around the tavern. Sarg is now there. The body has been taken from the street, by the way, at this point. So the street is now quiet outside. You have to go back around that side to get into the inn. Oswald's boy, Gwyll, is still with you. Oswald himself is nowhere to be seen. Edmund Talbot is sitting on a stool by the bar, and he sees you and he stands up and storms off. A red-haired woman with a big red face is behind the bar. And she says, "Can I help you all?" Sarg looks
Mrs.
around
Talbot,
at you.
I assume.
I'll not be having any of your ales, thank you.
I'm not Mrs. Talbot. No, I'm Elsa Cartwright.
Oh, good. That makes things
What
easier.
is it with you people and getting the wrong names wrong?
Well, I was worried because they're redheads. How many redheads are there in this town?
Well, quite a few, because there seems to be a cultural, racial trait around here.
Okay, good. So I won't just
All
assume they're all part of
people.
one family. Although that
They
could be
could be.
possible
All
too.
humans
Who
look,
should
look,
judge? Who can
look alike to
judge?
you, don't you? You
Mm.
lofty
Isn't
elf.
that a bit racist?
Just a bit. Just a bit. Now,
You notice there's this high elf,
Wes,
noble-ish looking dude sitting in the corner, drinking from a very fine-looking bottle.
Oh, I want to take the kid by the fire, and also need to run to the bathroom. Just pretend I'm over there.
mhm.
All right.
I'm gonna go find Sarg. I need to have a chat.
I'd like
She's
to go
not
to
far away.
the barmaid and maybe get the like a nice warm non-alcoholic beverage for the child.
Very good.
Something like a
Tricky
chocolate
Bob.
or a,
Yep, Tricky Bob. You make I want you to make a perception alertness. Wisdom perception check.
Wisdom perception. Yep.
Sorry to cut you off there, Hank.
that's right.
Keep going.
I am so perceptful.
So perceptive. 22. Well, what you notice, Tricky Bob, is the smell of a particular dwarven stew that you've not had for many years now, that fills your nostrils and reminds you of your home in the Banakaya Ranges many years ago when you last were there. You recall times with your family around the hearth in your underground home and your mother and father and what have you. And then you look across and you see the door of the kitchen is slightly open, and you see there's this mostly bald dwarf with a piece of cloth wrapped around his head, tied back to keep the sweat out of his eyes, hunched over a large cauldron, stirring this broth that seems to remind you of all these things.
A tear rolls down my eye, and then I quickly rush over to the kitchen and I peer across the door and I call out, What are you making down there? It smells heavenly. Wait, do we have heaven? I imagine we have heaven.
Yeah, that's a habit. Like
Sells
Planes.
arenely.
divine. Yeah.
Yes. Divinely.
He looks up. He smiles and cracks a smile. 1 second, damn it. I've got so many tabs to go through.
I think we should all go and interrogate different people at the same time.
Each one has individual conversations.
So he's running around shaking people by the shoulders. Confess.
Go bully Edmund some more.
Oh, is Oswald still here, isn't he?
No, Oswald's well gone.
It was
I thought he was getting food here.
No, he went to the. Oh, actually, no, I have no idea.
Well,
You went to get breakfast. Yeah, you went to get breakfast.
well, he's gone by now because we lollygagged around, and as we walked in, we didn't see him.
Hold on.
By the way, can I requisition a heal from the life cleric for this really beat up kid?
How beat up?
Like cure
not
bruises and
quite
everything,
beat
right?
up.
Like, if we had cast cure on Oswald, would that have helped with his black lung? Is that how cure would work? Would it affect like
no,
a
you'd need
basic
something
disease?
that would cure disease, which would be
Okay.
a lesser restoration.
Right.
But if
Okay.
it's just bruises,
It would be. Where is it?
Just cure wounds. then.
All right. So, long story
Yeah,
short,
lesser restoration.
the dwarf has a conversation with you about the food and what have you, and there's nothing particularly suspicious about any of that, but he gives you a small bowl of it and smiles and also finds a glass of dwarven wine, which you've also not had for a long time. It's a brandy, dwarven brandy, and he gives you that sort of surreptitiously and says, "Not had a dwarf in here up these parts for many years. Do enjoy that. Come back, we'll have to chat more."
I'd love to. I'd never expected to see a fellow dwarf up here. Such a
There's
pleasure.
a few of us, but nonetheless, you're part of this investigation, are you?
Yes. Looking all the dead bodies have been popping up.
Terrible news. Terrible.
Very, very grim. You work in this tavern, right? Every day. You hear any
yes.
murmurs? Any rumors?
Keep my head down. Like to stay out of that sort of nonsense.
You know who this young lady is that we have by the fireplace?
You come into the
am I over
kitchen
there?
too. You can if you want.
Yeah.
You can-
She just ran off to the kitchen.
You can stumble into the kitchen. if you want.
Actually, I'll tell you what. No, I won't go in there. I'll leave you guys to have your conversation. But as soon as I get an opportunity, I'd like to go to the barmaid, and ask her this question.
All right. So
Oh, can I order some food for the kid too for when she wakes up, which would be any
All
moment?
right. Now, who was talking to
I got a hot
Sarg?
drink
Somebody was
for the
going to talk to Sarg.
Me.
All right. So let's do that first.
Hello, Sarg. How's it going? How's the tavern? How's business?
Business would be good if not for all of this death.
Mm-hmm. But you're pretty far out of the way. It's not like anyone else is gonna.
Long way.
No one's gonna ditch the place. Come to the bar. If anything, sad drinks.
It's their only place to go, but fewer customers, less money.
By the way, can you cook this? And I pull out the raven for me.
That is bad omen.
Well, it was. That's why I got rid of it.
I would not eat the bad omen if I were you.
Yeah, all right, fine. I put it back in the bag. Now, Sarg, Oswald said you could help us out.
Yes. You want rooms? We have rooms for you here.
Perfect. I
Second
spent all
floor.
my money on a horse.
No, for free.
Oh,
You not pay.
fantastic.
You not pay.
Oh, good,
Food,
good.
ale, sleep, free.
Very accommodating. Thank you very much.
Bargain.
Ale for free as well.
Could I get some food for this poor girl here?
Ale is for free. Eh?
You see a couple of the customers looking a little bit suspiciously in your direction with that young girl. They look a little bit disdainfully at her.
At her, or because we
I
have an unconscious girl with us?
At the girl, they're looking.
Whoever's around me, I vote that we take her up to one of our rooms. So she can kind of awaken away from a whole bunch of people.
Yes,
Not
yes.
creepy at all.
Bring the food up. By the way, Tricky
What you
Bob,
doing with her?
Come on, man.
Oh, she was
Oh, don't worry
acting
about
very
that.
strangely.
She
We
passed
were
out
going
on
to
the
ask her a
street.
few questions.
Why are you asking the little girl questions? She know nothing.
How do you know she knows?
How do you
nothing?
know?
Why would she? Little girl.
Little
That's a good
girls
point.
see many
That's why we
things.
came to you, Sarg. Don't worry about the little girl. We're just sorting her out until she's back on her feet.
Tricky Bob, you're
We
a
saw her
healer.
loitering around the murder scene. Let's just say she might be a suspect.
Okay.
Hey.
Sarg, now you are and I like kind of look at him, half human. Would you follow the Would you be following the Seldarine quite as much as the town folk, or do you choose?
She looks at you. Me feel like very, very religious. Father Dalaga, very good to me.
Okay, so loyal. But do you like? And so you go regularly to church
Every day.
every day.
Every day. How did you come to be in this town, Sarg?
We have no church, only temple. Difference, big difference.
Ah, yes. Sorry.
Mm.
Good point. Okay.
How me
okay.
come to be here? Long story.
Give us the abridged
Go
version.
from the beginning.
All right, hold on. So I'll give you the brief rundown.
Could I get a heal for the kid?
Oh yeah. I can also
I go with Lyrian and
cast
take the
Lesser
child away from the
Restoration.
situation.
Can I like if I cast Lesser Restoration on her, is she instantly going to wake up and be
Yeah.
better or?
No,
I think so.
no.
It's pretty powerful for a
That's-
kid. Come on. I mean,
Lesser
I mean, it is
Restoration
second
and-
level.
And
I don't
lesser
think you need to.
restoration, lesser restoration and specific conditions. She's just
Oh.
unconscious. And she's probably
It doesn't
waking
work
up.
for sleep. I was just paralyzed. Yeah, not for. I
But
guess
you
it
can
doesn't
just
count
shake her
sleep.
awake.
Yes,
with sleep.
she is probably
Yeah.
going to wake up because
at
you
this
can
point,
just
I'd
wake her
just
up.
like to ask: did you guys leave the other people that were asleep in the street?
What? No,
No,
I
we
woke
woke
them
them
up and
up.
sent them on their way.
Oh, good.
So we
Okay.
can just wake her up then, right? Why don't we
Yeah.
just do that?
Yes,
Yeah.
In fact, it
Why
probably
are
doesn't even
we-
last that long. Sleep only lasts
No.
like a
Maybe
minute
let's
or
do that in the
something.
room.
it lasts a minute,
Mm.
which
Right. She's
I
probably
didn't get
already
a
awake
chance
by
to
now.
point out, but
Oh yeah. Give her a 7 HP, which probably more than she has anyway.
Right.
probably.
She sits up and immediately starts to try to run away.
I'm holding her right now.
She's trying to get to the door. She's like,
Hey,
Go down.
hot
Say
chocolate.
something soothing to her.
I
I
play
say, hey,
something
just want
soothing. I
hot
don't know.
chocolate.
What do you play to her? Do you have
A
using
nice-
a spell or just a song?
And I want to while they're just I want to walk over to Josiah and say, just let her go, and you go follow her.
No, so okay, so Can I? Oh wait, no, I shouldn't hand her to any of you. You're all ruffians.
I've got a plan.
No,
No.
you have no regard for children.
No,
So-
but I have a plan.
Yeah, you're like borderline evil, man.
I'm chaotic, neutral.
What are you all
Yeah.
doing with the child in here?
Are children not allowed in your bar, Sark?
You've got a teenager who works in the stables coming in here.
He live
You,
here. He work for me.
Keep in mind, we're new to
Oh.
town. Is there something wrong with this child? Is she one of the dirty ones? I say that too.
Children are a blessing.
Sark kind of nods to you when you say she's one of those dirty ones.
Okay. How many are there? Are there a lot of these around?
Hmm.
Why don't you get rid of them?
She live at the temple sometime.
What's
Sometimes-
dirty
You
about
like the
her?
temple?
Sometimes she sleep on a bridge.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
homeless.
Oh,
Who
poor
feeds her? Do you
child.
feed her?
Yeah, sometimes scraps.
That's all right.
How many orphan children are there?
Not too many.
It's pretty cold
You
to
know
be
who
sleeping
their
under a bridge.
parents are.
Have you
She
had an
doesn't want to
orphan
sleep
ch-
here.
You know, with these murders that have been happening around here, you ever had a orphan kid show up as one of the victims?
No.
It's suspicious, right?
Maybe
Because they'll be the
yes.
first. Yeah, they'll be the first victim normally. The easiest
Could be.
ones to go for.
Can I try to
Yeah.
persuade her to calm down?
The girl? You can
Yeah.
make a persuasion check.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I'm trying
Can
to
I
do.
can
Go
I
for it.
help her with the hot chocolate that I've purchased?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also
Alright.
ordered some food.
I don't know if there's
I kinda
hot chocolate because that doesn't exist, but yep.
Some kind of a
Yeah,
hot-
I kind of
delicious
pat her,
beverage.
There's some sort of
Hair.
honey thing, perhaps.
Yeah.
and I'm
You
like,
have a soft
there,
spot
there.
for orphans, don't you, Hank?
Well,
I
what was that,
remember
sir?
that. You've got a soft
remember
spot
what?
for orphans. That
I
you
do.
Persuasion is
I have
15.
an urchin myself.
All right.
yes.
She turns around and she stops sort of trying to run away from you. You're still gripping her arm, though, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. I'm like,
Okay.
shh, it's all right, it's all right. By the way, after the healing, did the bruises all go away?
Yes.
Maybe
That's
empathize
okay.
with her as a urchin, as a dirty street urchin yourself, Hank.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Although
Yeah,
I like.
I feel like I have some sort of simpatico with it. You know, like
all
I'd
right,
like
it's
to
all right,
try
you're
and
all
About this,
right.
persuade her
about this
myself.
point, you notice Oswald comes wandering out into the tavern. Ah, you're all here then, finally. Have you got your rooms organized, do
Mr. Grimm. Yeah, it's all sorted.
you? Learn
Can
anything?
we get a
have
room
you?
for this kid as well?
What?
That kid.
What?
Not on the city's coin, I might say. No,
Yeah.
you cannot.
All right, how much for a room not on the city's
I'm
coin?
not sure there's even is a room. There's not enough rooms in this place as it is. Send
How
her
many
back
are
to the
there?
temple. Let Dalagar look after her. He's the one who's taken charge of such things.
How many are there for us here?
One
Rooms?
for each of you, I believe.
She can stay with me. Is that all right?
Yeah.
That's between
think
you
that's
and
a
your
great idea.
gods.
Hmm.
Now,
I
have
hardly
you learned
think my
anything?
gods would frown upon it.
Have you even somebody told that girl Gilly about her father's death yet? You're
No.
still
I thought-
meandering.
Have you not
around.
done? Look, we didn't.
You
We're
told
not.
me to do that.
We're here to solve the crime. We're not here to.
I
fucking
lean over
deal
to
with
Tricky, but
grieving
like,
widows.
can you cure diseases?
Can you make
I
perception
actually.
checks? Those of you that
Perception.
Well, so restoration cures diseases, by the way. Perception.
What checks are we doing?
Perception.
wisdom perception.
Oh my god!
One disease.
I walk
Ooh.
out the building to go talk
Oh.
to the woman.
Yeah, that's
Natural
3. A
one.
natural 1 from me. Yeah.
Yep, natural one for me too.
I'm disgusted by Oswald hacking up what appears to be
What are we
I see the
percepting?
tavern.
black goo.
I go to Josiah because we both got terrible rolls. I just say, mate, let's go.
And
Let's
I'm-
go deal
I'm
with that widow.
Shocked by the look on Josiah's face. I've never seen him so disgusted, and it distracts me as well.
Right. Okay. So nobody notices shit, basically.
Mm.
I see the tavern. That's a
Right.
10.
You do see the tavern. That's cool.
Oswald, where does the Gilly girl live?
You head south along the road, and as you get there, there's going to be a pathway. It's the only road that breaks off on the right-hand side. Up through the trees, you'll find a farmhouse and a blacksmith's workshop there and a barn.
We
And,
have noticed something.
Is there only one bridge into town? Is that the North Bridge?
Yes.
All right, good to know. Thank you.
Hmm.
We did notice something interesting, though. If you go out the back side of the tavern and look at the back door, you'll notice a giant bloodstain on it.
Oh, I suppose I'll have to go and have a look now, won't I?
Mhm.
All right. Starts wandering in that direction. Sarg, open up the back door, will you?
I'd like to sneakily follow him.
All right.
Where does the back door actually go? Or
To where we were.
No, but like, what
I
does
don't
it lead
care
to?
about all that.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
so
guys have your fun. I'm itching to go with Gimbal.
very briefly, you discover that the back door is basically you go past the kitchen, down a corridor, past some storerooms. There is a small bedroom where you see a young lady sleeping through the door. She doesn't even have a door. She's got a curtain, and you can hear her snoring. And then there's the back door, and it opens directly out there.
So that means when what's his name exited last night, he would have walked past that room with a lady.
True.
I see.
She may or may not have been in there at the time.
Can we question her?
She's asleep. You want to wake her up?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I knock on the side of the what I imagine is probably a door frame where the curtain is. And I say, "Hello, young lady."
Okay, hold on. I just got to just check up on my NPCs here for a second so I get my
Oh,
own
who's gone with Tricky Bob?
story straight.
Hank.
I'm just meandering around with you, buddy.
Yeah, cool.
I'm sneakily following that dude around to the stables. It was the stables where there was the big bloodstain on the door, right?
No, we're walking to the back door from the inside.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the bloodstain is on the back door.
Yeah, the outside of the back door. So we walked through the tavern towards where the back door is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you're outside this room of this lady is sleeping inside, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. And you can make a perception check.
All right. This is before I wake her up, supposedly.
Yes.
Um.
And you've just
15?
walked into her room. 15. First of all, you notice that she's a halfling, not a human. So you pull the curtain and you step inside the room. All right, and then you wake her up and you notice that she's a halfling and she starts, what's going on? Oh, and she pulls out a short sword from the side of the bed and she sticks it to your throat. Get away from me. Who are you? What are you doing in here? How dare you come into my room? Why did you come into my room for? Who do you think you are?
We're investigating. We're investigating.
Investigating
some events that happened here last
about
night.
My cattle?
Your cattle?
Are you going to do something about my cattle?
No, I don't care about cattle.
Well, I do. My cattle are all dead. They died weeks ago, and I sent for help. Nobody came. Who are you?
We came. No,
it only took you, 2 freaking months to get here?
Well, it's like 7 weeks away. It's a 7-week ride.
Why did they send to Vane Gate for help? So many closer places they could have sent help from. It's almost like they didn't want us to help.
I didn't plan the logistics for this one.
What's your name?
I am Tricky Bob, and I am...
That's a very strange name.
Well, I'm a dwarf, and this is the kind of names we have, supposedly.
Is it just...
Sorry, I gotta be...
Well, my name is... In fact, she starts to say, my name is, and she just stops.
What is your name? Tell you more.
Yes.
Well, have you heard there was an incident here last night?
Right
outside this door, in fact.
I wasn't here all night.
Where were you? Why wouldn't you be in your room?
Because I was
at night
in the inn working.
So you were here. You just weren't in here.
Well, I suppose you could look at it like that. Yes. Yes. My name's Cathra Fenglove.
Right. You're the
glove. Cathra
the owner of the cattle.
Aye.
I see. Have you seen the blacksmith here last night?
You mean George Gilly? Yes, he was here last night.
Yes, George Gilly. Yes. Have you
went home
talked
about
to
2
him?
o'clock. He left about 2. He had a bit of a disagreement with Oswald about money, but besides that,
I see. Oswald, he seems like he's quite an argumentative guy, right? Yeah.
well, he seems to be trying his best. Poor fellow, I think he's dying.
Unfortunate. Well, we can do something about it. But meantime, let's go back and talk about the blacksmith and his actions last night and what you saw or what you haven't seen.
Well, nothing particularly unusual, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm still more concerned about my cattle. Who's going to pay for that?
Well,
what about my
what
livelihood?
we
I've
can
had to
do.
give up my house and everything. All my belongings are there. I can't feed myself through my farm is a loss now. I have to stay here and work for a living in this godforsaken tavern in this town of inequity.
Yes, there are many societal issues. But I'm not here to solve that. I'm here to solve murders.
Well, I don't know anything about any murders. I only know about my cattle.
Well, your cattle were murdered, supposedly by the same thing that murdered all the people as well. So you could be a great help to our cause.
Oh, truly. And how can I be of a help to your cause then?
Well, you just tell us what you know and what you've seen and anything suspicious, and specifically last night because, and I hate to break this news to you, I really do. I hate to be the one to say it, but Gilly, he got murdered right outside this door. His blood is all over it. Don't go there.
What? Gilly is dead?
Yes, he's dead on the street.
Oh.
Super dead.
Right outside his son.
Poor Erin. Both her parents now.
Yeah.
Both her parents. Poor child.
Yeah, well, we can do is not yet. We're gonna go there after this, but all we can do is to prevent this happening to anyone else.
That's terrible. All I can tell you about the cattle is it was early in the morning, very early in the morning. I slept through the whole thing. I was amazed how could a person sleep through the entire incident. And it was on my farm, 2 miles south. But something came and I think they must have brought a guillotine or something. They literally chopped my cattle to pieces, hacked them apart very cleanly. All the limbs, pieces taken off.
Well, yeah, you don't want to see Gilly. He looks pretty similar to that.
Oh.
But I see. And you haven't heard a single thing. All the commotion. I assume there will be a massive commotion, but you haven't heard anything? Because this is an interesting thing as well, is right outside this tavern, this man got absolutely just torn apart, really. And nobody heard a thing. Well, no, he's still together mostly, but missing some parts, vital parts.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. I'm so sorry about that, but I don't know anything. You shouldn't come knocking. You should knock on people's doors before you come into their rooms. Honestly.
You don't have a door.
Just knock on the wall right there. She taps the sword next to the thing. Her room, by the way, is about the size of Harry Potter's little space underneath the stairs.
Like she's a halfling.
Right. Luckily, she's a halfling. Otherwise, it would be extremely cramped.
It's probably quite cozy.
Mind you, Harry
well,
Potter's
you've been a great help to us.
Twaddle.
I call from the main thing saying, Tricky Bob, what the hell are you doing back there?
I'm gathering data.
I'll ask Oswald. Oswald, sorry, where was Mr. Gilly's daughter? Whereabouts? Is it in town or is it out of town?
I think I told you, didn't I?
You did, but I was quite distracted by the blood.
Of course you were. Why did they send such squeamish fellows down here? Shocking. No, about a mile south, I should say.
Yeah. Okay. If we want to go, we all have to go. I've gone a mile by myself.
I would take your horses if I were you. Probably be the best. Do it quickly.
How did you catch your black lung, sir? You don't appear to be a bit of you don't look like a hardworking miner to me. No offense.
You're not here to ask me questions.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're here to ask you
questions. No. I sent for you. You work for me.
We work for Lord Duncan.
Lord Duncan sent you to assist me as I have taken over from the sheriff's position.
Can I, for a second, while this
Yeah.
is all happening, I want to play music so I can use my feature thing.
Okay.
Have we still got the little girl with us?
Who was holding her down?
I believe
Or did
so.
she run off?
Me.
She's still
Okay,
with the
Lyrian's
bard.
got it. She's one-handedly playing a flute.
All
Can
right,
I?
Lorraine.
Yeah. Can I? It's like, I have like a minute, right, to play music and stuff.
Yeah, but you are going to have to let go of the girl to do that.
I'll come over and I'll grab a hold of the girl by the
Oh my god, I feel so bad for
by
the
the
kid.
hand.
This is me.
Why are you manhandling that child? Why don't you just let the poor wretch go?
Oh, well, we
Yeah,
need
we
to
know
ask
where
her
to
some
find her.
questions.
I was an orphan too.
Also, I feel like, I feel some sort of responsibility to children who are in such a state.
I'm so lucky. I'm sure the townsfolk of Greymoor will greatly appreciate that they've managed to send a whole bunch of saints here to save us from whatever.
Anyway, the thing I wanted to do
Well, I'm a
was
very sneaky saint.
my bard feature, enthralling
Mm.
performance, blah blah, perform whiz saves.
What does it do?
But let me just copy paste it.
Ugh, reading.
It's long, but god damn it. Until short or long rest.
Wow,
Don't need the
yeah.
last bit.
Oh my god, that is long.
It's not that long,
I'm not gonna
actually.
read that.
You
Judge
done?
performance with seductive fey
Are
magic.
you going to seduce the little girl with seductive fey magic?
Oh, we gotta stop. this.
Inspire
Oh,
wonder.
goodness. Oh, goodness.
Inspire
So
wonder.
everyone's got a beautiful gleam in their eyes, or
No, I'm trying to charm people, thanks.
oh, okay.
The list of people I'm trying to is the little girl, Oswald, and what's her face, the half orc?
Oh, your
Tug.
pipe bringer.
Okay.
Minus
Yeah.
the rats.
Yeah, well, you know, the rat's eater later.
What?
What's your DC?
13. Yeah, so the girl, Oswald, and the half orc whose name escapes me right now.
Sog.
The little girl
Yes, her.
fails.
Chicken
The other
side.
two don't seem to be so affected.
Okay. I have a new friend.
She stops struggling, and she looks at you. Wow.
I start feeding her.
What are you
I
feeding
give
her?
her some honey. Some honey.
Oh, whatever
Drink.
was easily available to be
Okay.
ordered.
All right. So
Yeah,
something like
well,
oats or
I
I
just
something.
say,
gotta-
you guys are
right,
great
so
with
I'll give her
kids.
some of that.
All right. She starts stuffing her face with oats.
With all of her due respect, I think it's more that your frame of reference is particularly terrible.
Well, yeah, a bit. All right, now, are we done with Oswald and Sark for now?
I don't think Oswald's really keen to be questioned.
Oswald doesn't. He's good. Oswald, you go relax. You go collect those taxes.
Oh, you're giving me permission to do my job, are you? That's very kind of you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
if you can call it that. Must be
Oswald.
hard in a small town to collect taxes. Must take you a day, a month.
Takes
Rough
a lot of
stuff.
work, actually. Be surprised. He
Don't be
adjusts-
Bob.
rude, man.
You notice he
He's
adjusts
Yeah.
the
underlying
Or,
lens.
stress.
Background as a healer.
What was
Yeah.
that? Sorry, Russell?
Have you seen
He
people
adjusts-
Stuff up black
Hank
liquid?
and Gimble, you can make wisdom perception checks.
Woo.
To what?
all right, so that's 17.
Hey, my first good roll of the night. Only took
Hey,
almost 2 hours.
What did you get?
18.
I got
18.
17.
17 and 18.
Oh, and-
Okay.
and Gimble
So
got 18.
you both notice that he adjusts the ring on his finger as he speaks, and he turns to go. You can both make history checks if you wish.
The ring is cursed. And it's making him murder people.
We are way too suspicious.
History.
Intelligence.
15.
Not paranoid if they
21.
really are out to get you.
15. Who got the 15?
Mhm.
Gimble.
You. And what did you get, Hank?
21.
21. Okay. And is your character from Vane Gate, Hank?
Say that again, sorry.
Is Hank from Vane Gate?
Hank is from Vangate.
Okay, so Hank, what you get from this is that the symbol on his ring is from a particular family of nobles in Vane Gate, specifically. And you remember a story about how that particular group of nobles, in fact, I'll get you the proper story. Hang on a second.
Is it in the drive?
This family is currently in kind of not exactly exile, but they've been shamed.
Right.
They're not very well liked presently. You believe that the father, one of the elders of this family, was executed about a generation back for some rather dastardly deeds and stealing money from the government and from nobles and such. So yeah, that's what you get from that.
So okay, so would I be right in assuming then that his either himself or his family have sort of been sent to Greymoor, perhaps in like punishment?
You could be correct. You could assume that he's basically here on exile or banishment.
Yep, gotcha. Okay. Cool. So he'd be harboring a fair amount of resentment then.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay,
that's very possible.
I'd like to say to him directly. You don't seem awfully enthused about your townspeople here. You don't seem moved by their plight. Perhaps there's somewhere you'd rather be.
I'll tell you what, sir, where I'd rather be. Would you like to know where I'd rather be?
I would like very much to know where you'd rather be.
I'd rather be in my room. I'd rather be in my room, in my chair, with a bottle of port. That's where I'd rather be, he says.
That does sound good. I'd rather be there too.
With my fire, my books.
Right. I guess his pain isn't very well hidden. Right.
Oswald, will we be able to find you whenever we need you?
There's a little bit of blood on his lips.
Oh man, should I heal him?
Nah.
I go.
We come to that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Make him earn it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll heal him.
Yeah.
Tricky Bob, do you know
soon?
Do you know what is wrong with him?
Can I make an investigation?
Medical.
You can make a wisdom and medicine check.
Wisdom and medicine. Oh
Wisdom,
man.
Medicine. Yeah.
From a practical perspective, if you heal him,
9.
he's likely to be a lot more pleasant, especially to you.
Well, I think he's kind of a dick. So.
What if he's a murderer?
I don't mind him. I think he's alright.
Well, here's the
like
thing. Wouldn't you be a dick if you
were?
were suffering from a horrible chronic disease?
And this kind of place,
How does a nobleman who is exiled from like Vangate get a disease that's primarily someone who works on a coal face?
And if you heal him, he might be more inclined to tell you all those things you've been asking and he's not telling you, which is my thought as to why healing him would be good. Also, because I feel like he might be dead soon.
Would that impede our investigation?
Coughing blood's never good. How did the rolls go?
How did the rolls go?
Oh, very good. 9.
Okay, yeah, you don't know.
He did say it was black lung.
He did at some point say that.
He's really giving off death vibes.
Yeah, I'm happy to leave him be for now.
You guys want to just leave him in?
That's you're the cleric. Maybe talk to him and say that you can heal him. I don't know.
Yeah,
urge
okay.
you to heal him if you can.
Hey, Oswald, you're coughing there. It's getting pretty bad.
Yes. What?
It's been getting worse, huh?
Is this any of your concern, cleric? Don't you have work to do?
Well, as you said, I am a cleric, and I have certain abilities that might favor you, potentially.
I suppose you'd want to be paid for those, would you?
No, I don't need money. That's not what I'm after.
What's your poison?
I'm to be paid in information, cooperation, mayhaps.
He looks at
I
you
give some to you, and then you give some back to us.
He makes an insight check on you with a 17. What does he learn from you from his insight check?
He learns that I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to help him, but I'm also extremely suspicious of him at the same time.
So you're sincere.
I'm sincere, but I think he could be a murderer.
Okay.
Well, don't give too much away.
It's 17. It's high.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
So you have spells you think could heal us, dear?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And how long do they take?
Well, I'm pretty sure they're instantaneous, but let me check my
Check my
notes.
prayer book.
While that
Okay,
while
well,
that
yes.
happens, I'm gonna shout at
Instantaneous, yeah.
I'm gonna shout
Why
at
have you
Edmund to
not-
get our horses ready.
Right.
Why
so you're
have
getting
you
the
not
horses.
sought out the help of the temple to cure your disease?
They have
Hmm.
clerics as well, don't they?
They've never offered to do such.
Well, why haven't you asked them? You're the one that needs the help.
Hmm.
He's too proud.
I
It's
don't
not
think he's, I don't
really
think he's
your
welcome in the
concern,
temple.
sirs.
Well, do you want to be
Oh.
cured or not?
I
Are you
am
happy coughing up
very
blood?
suspicious
Certainly,
of
if
this.
there's a cure going, I'll take it, but I'm suspicious of your motives, young dwarf.
Well, my
Yeah.
priority here is to solve this mystery. And if you're going to work with us and you're going to help, then I'm willing to help you.
Why don't we think on it for a day or so?
Yes, that works. I'm happy with that. But know that my offer's on the table.
Thank you.
Oh no, he's going to die.
Oh well.
He's
I
going to
guess
die.
it does.
He's going to die.
Oswald, I think that
This is not
we're.
a teen. This is
I
not a
didn't
teen
say that to
slasher.
his
I'd just
face,
like to
by the way.
say this is
Hmm.
not a teen slasher.
I'd say that we leave this grumpy prick, and I'm saying this to the team, not to Oswald. He can't. This is whispers aside. We leave this grumpy prick and we head go talk to the Ginny girl. Ginny, Rummy,
What do we do? What are we doing? What is everyone still discussing things?
You mean
Uh,
Aaron Gilly?
Gilly. There we go.
Yeah. Let's go
Yeah,
and
let's
talk to
go.
the young lady.
Or the temple. Do we want to go to the temple at some point?
Doesn't
Can
anyone
I-
empathize with the
Can I
poor
do
girl
a, can
who
I
doesn't
do
know
a
her
quick
father's
can
dead?
I do a quick run off to the front of the temple without getting noticed and get back in time?
You're just going to run up to the front door of the temple?
I mean,
Yes, just to the front door. I'm
if-
not going to knock on it. Not going to open it or anything. Just want to do something at the door.
Okay, well,
I'm super sneaky, guys. I am happy to go into the temple and have a poke around.
We come back to that
Yes.
later. I don't want to go in the temple.
Later,
I don't like
later.
the temple.
All right. Okay.
Oh.
you just
I
want to
go
go
in the temple at
door.
night.
You just want to go in the door of the temple?
No, I want to go to the door.
To the door?
Mhm.
And are you going to use a stealth check to do this?
Yes.
Okay, so let's have your stealth check. What kind of are you a wild elf, by the way?
I'm just a flat
A
wood elf.
wood elf. You're a wood elf. So you have
Mhm.
Mask of the Wild.
I do.
So you
So
can
I
have
have-
advantage on this roll
Ha ha ha.
because of the snow. You can literally hide in the falling snow
Go.
or even light rain. 23. Okay, so you
Yeah.
sneak across the street to the door of the
Mhm.
temple.
Mm-hmm. Good.
All
Good.
right. It's a big,
Um,
heavy, rather large, heavy oaken wooden door with steel joints and connections and what have you. Black
Good.
metal, iron.
I do a
not
I do a
steel.
thing. I do a thing that I'm not going to tell any of you, and then I run
Thing.
back.
Okay. You're going
Mhm.
to tell me what that thing is?
How do I do that?
You want to? Okay, so click on the chat button,
Yep.
right, and then select. Go to the select Russell or
Aha.
right, so you can send me a direct message that way.
So while we're walking, I'd ask. I'd
Not
like
very
to.
teamly like of you, Gimbal.
While we're walking, I'd like to ask our orphan tag along some questions.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to.
I give her a piece of my clothing around her so that she doesn't get cold.
Oh, I already did that, but now she can have two.
But
Okay.
now she has two.
Right. So
You
she's
guys
got two.
spoil this kid.
She's looking
I'm
at
an
all,
urchin,
all
man.
of you. She's because she's been so mistreated in the past. You have the impression that she's quite suspicious because she sort of doesn't know what to expect.
She's my
I'll
best
lean
friend.
down to her and I'll say, "Hey, look, it's okay. I've been in your position before. Just take the stuff. You'll appreciate it later." But then I don't say anything more to her. I leave her alone.
She bites
What's your
you.
name, child?
You ask her name.
All right.
Yes.
Abigail.
Ah, it's nice
Abby.
to meet you, Abigail.
Yeah.
Now, are
So-
we moving? Are we moving with the kid now?
Yeah, we're walking.
Okay,
well,
so-
we got horses. Are we not riding? It'd be quicker.
Oh, let's ride then,
Yeah.
but not too fast.
Oh, sweet.
So you get on horses. You're taking the girl on the horse,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, easy.
and
So Abigail,
as you're
by the
leaving, Sarg says to you guys as you're leaving the tavern, "You taking her with you, are you?"
Yep.
of course.
Apparently.
Hope it not be dangerous for you.
Is it dangerous out in this part of the town we're going to? The blacksmith's house? Is it a
Well,
bad neighborhood?
Oh,
people keep dying.
Can I
That's
do a
true,
pe-
but they're
can I
dying
do a-
everywhere.
I don't know how this works. Can I do a perception check to see if my insane paranoia is right?
Oh,
Can I
What
do
are you
a roll
paranoid
to
of?
see if I am?
Well, there's a bit of
Can I
like
do a
okay, so there's
perception
a
check to solve the mystery.
no. There's okay. All I'm thinking is there's a bit. I don't want to take this kid. I know you guys are all. I know you. No, in fact,
I'm
my
pretty
character's
neutral
going
on
to
the
say this. I'm
kids.
going to turn around to you
Shut
guys
up, Gimbal.
and go.
You suck.
Look, listen. Hear me out. This kid. Nobody likes this kid. For starters,
I do.
that was fucking ominous. This kid is the only kid that can't have an alibi because she doesn't have a home.
Children are sacred. What are you saying?
They
I
can still
don't-
murder.
I don't want to take that kid with us.
I'm suspicious of
We know
anyone
she lives.
who can.
We know she lives either in the temple or under the North Bridge. We don't need to take her with us.
Abigail,
Don't
what do
take her
you
with
want
us.
to do?
Take me with you.
I
Of course we
glare.
will if
I
you
go,
want.
I don't want to see the monster again.
What were you doing last night at 2 a.m.?
I-
And what monster?
I kind of like make shushing noises to everyone else, like shut. And I kind of pat her on the head, like, "Oh, that must have been very scary for you. What was it like when you saw it?"
It was very big, and he ran, and he looked at me, and everyone make perception checks.
I'm
Oh,
not sure.
boy.
I think
Hate
I
this
might be on Gimbal's side now. I reckon
I
she
hate
might
this
be
kid.
hiding something.
She is the monster. It was inside
Oh
her
my
all
God.
along. Oh man.
8.
7.
Oh my God, you guys.
3.
19.
we are killing this mystery.
Lyrian, you smell urine,
Ew.
and you can hear urine running down her leg,
Oh, you can feel it because she's on your horse. Ugh.
puddling.
Oh.
I kind of like, shh,
This
it's
is
all right,
before
it's
you get
all
on the
right.
horse.
And I'm gonna hug her. She's still charmed. He's like, it's all right, it's all right. The monster isn't here now. We're here to stop the monster. You can tell us.
No one believes me. I told them, but they don't listen to me.
Oh well, it's our job to believe what people are saying about this monster.
They think I'm crazy.
You're not crazy. You're not crazy.
You're just dirty.
She starts crying.
Oh, I'm gonna hug her.
Your friend is so mean to me.
Yeah.
While she's
yeah, he's pretty mean.
embraced, I'm gonna be looking around. Like,
See, it's all right. You can take your time, but if you can tell us what you know about this monster, it would be very helpful. We would be very grateful.
I think it was a big furry monster, and it had big ears, and I don't know. I didn't look. I ran away.
Big. When you say it was big, do you mean it was big like the mean one over here, or taller than him?
Which
let's
one?
talk ears. Are the ears pointy? And I do this.
There's like a monster.
Was it taller than him?
Big furry monster.
Bigger than him
Maybe like
Where
two
did you
of them?
see them?
on the street.
What street?
She points to the main street.
Is that where
Mhm.
we saw the dead body?
That's where it was left.
Yeah.
Can I go
Ah.
over and look for abnormal tracks?
You
Creature
wouldn't.
tracks.
You don't think you would find anything.
Ah, yeah,
because
snow.
Main
it's
road.
snowy.
Fucking snow.
And also, you don't know when she's talking about either, for that matter.
Oh yeah.
Was this
So
last
this
night,
is-
Abigail, or is this?
Mm-mm.
How long ago?
Long
What
time.
is your concept of the passage of time, Abigail?
She starts crying again.
Oh, you're all terrible at this.
I'm
Kids go
trying to
to
ask legitimate questions. All right, so
Do the
I
temples,
pull
like,
it from my
educate?
pocket and I pull out the quill that I stole from Lord Duncan, and I tell her that you see this. This is a magic feather that I stole from a wizard, and if you can be very brave and think about how long ago you saw it, you can have this.
This 5
5
Of
days.
what?
5 days, 5 weeks,
sons, 5 sons.
5 weeks ago.
I don't know.
Well, she's not getting
Abigail, do
that
you see
quill.
this? Look at it. Look how it's so long and elegant. This will give you the gift
Days.
of literature. 5
5
days
days.
ago.
Hmm.
All right.
Oh,
I give her the quill.
I'm
What
gonna pat
time,
her
though?
again.
How many people have died while we've been fucking
it
trying
dark?
to get here?
Yeah.
What else can you remember?
We are like walking while we're doing this, right?
I think at this point we can, yeah.
Don't remember. I ran away.
Can you take us to where you ran away from?
Yep. She takes you to a corner on the street. It's not near this tavern. It's another part of the town.
Thank you for taking us here. You're very brave.
Down where the Tinker's house is on the map.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Opposite that large circular silo.
Right.
So this monster, it was very scary, right? Did it make any noises?
Yeah. It
Ah, what kind of noises?
like a like a I don't know, like a bear or a
Oh.
dog.
Have you seen many bears before, Abigail?
Maybe a dog.
Okay.
Ah,
Does anyone have
Abigail,
any
how many-
parchment on them?
Abigail, how
A
many
what?
times have you seen
Parchment.
this monster?
I don't think so.
One.
Once.
Anyone
And-
got anything that they could give that she could draw with that quill? A artist rendition of it?
Don't you have our papers?
Oh, the back of our papers. Yeah. That's so I kneel down and I put the bit of paper on my back and I say, Abigail, use that quill, that magic quill, and draw as best you can what it looked like.
You make a persuasion check.
I'm good at that.
We shall see.
18.
18. All right. Well, her artistry is quite poor, and she rolls a 9 for her artistry. The picture that she draws you looks like a black scribbly thing that kind of looks a bit like a person with a big head and big circles for eyes. And
for a second,
fangs.
what check is it to draw things, by the way?
I'm just using a wisdom check.
Oh.
If there's artistry or something like that. D&D. Game with the least number of useful skills.
Hey, Gimbal, this was your
Could be
your warden's
performance. You
letter,
could use
by the way.
performance.
What have we done? Say
This
again?
is your warden's
yeah,
letter
can
that
I-
she scribbled on.
What I want to do is I want to try and get a description from her and draw sketches till she says one of them looks right.
Okay. You're going to do this while you're writing? Because I think that anyone writing and drawing is going to be having serious disadvantages.
Okay, that's a good
Is
point.
the crypt in the temple? The crypt where the bodies are kept?
You don't know.
Is that also in the temple?
You're not sure. You haven't asked that question to anybody
go.
that can answer it. If you're asking the girl, she doesn't know.
Oh.
She might not even know what a crypt is.
Oh.
Okay, we've got a artist's rendition of what this thing is meant to
Yes.
be.
Can we pause on the horses for a bit because I want to try and get some performance
Tell you what,
checks on
we get to the tavern. We'll go break the news to the chick, and you can sit with the girl and doodle.
No,
We'll
not
probably have more success without you.
the blacksmiths, you mean, not the tavern.
Oh yes, sorry. Stuck on tavern. We get to the
Gilly's
blacksmith
house.
girl. We talk to her. We break the news softly as we usually do, and you can get the drawing done.
You guys are really bad at that whole empathy thing.
You slept a child in a
What are you
street
talking about?
and
I'm
then
trying very hard
force-fed
to be
her
empathetic. She bit me.
while charming her.
I gave her
And holding
something that
her
I
down.
stole from a rich man.
Yeah, Lyrian.
Yeah.
What?
Lyrian.
What's wrong with that?
Let's not talk empathy here, okay? It's just different ideas of the world.
Indeed.
Gimbal was the one who's not empathetic.
I'm
Okay.
perfectly
Yes, that is
empathetic
true.
in
No,
the
Gimbal
right
is like a
circumstances.
sociopath.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you get to a
I'll sit
corner.
here.
You get to a corner on the road. There's a track that goes off that looks like it's been hewn into the countryside, into this dense forest, which is it's quite dark as you start going up into the forest, even though it's the middle of the day at this point. It's around midday, by the way. And up ahead, you see a large barn and a wooden house with a sloping roof. There's two fireplace chimneys, a smaller one on the front and a much larger chimney coming up from behind the house. There's a small stable area around behind the house too, you can see sticking out from the side.
Is there smoke coming from one of the chimneys?
There is no smoke coming from either of the chimneys.
Hang on a
I want
second.
to.
Before we go in there, I would like to approach the house and see this woman and ask her if I can buy a brass brazier from her.
Make perception checks as
What?
you approach the house.
Brass brazier.
Oh,
I need
I'm
it.
casting that.
I need it, and I imagine that I won't be able to buy one after we tell her that her father is dead.
That's fair.
Good point.
15.
I got 14.
I am
on perception.
perfectly average in my perception.
Right. The doors and windows hang open and the curtains shiver in the frigid wind. Snow has begun to creep onto the sills and over the threshold into the dark and empty home. As you approach, you can see the floorboards in the kitchen through the open door have been pried up, and on the table next to them sits a small, artless box.
I draw my sword, and can I ask? Is it a working day, or is it like a week? Do they have weekends? Do they have
Every
days when taverns don't like
working
blacksmiths
days?
don't work?
Yeah,
The 40-hour work week has not been implemented yet.
No.
Right.
Also,
Okay.
neither have child labor laws.
Welcome to your new home, Abby. Get to work.
I slap you.
I'd like one brass brazier, please.
All right. I draw my sword, and I'm going to cautiously peer into the first room.
Okay, so again, the floorboards have all been ripped up. It's a living room. There's a hearth. There's a table. Floorboards pulled up. There's also in a very specific place too, I might add. And in the background, who got the highest perception check?
I got a 15.
15,
14.
14.
10.
Okay. And Tricky Bob's is still rolling. 6. Okie dokie. Okay, so the 15 and the 14, you guys notice the sound in the background. Boom, duk, duk, duk. Boom, duk, 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 duk.
All right, I'm going to sneak in there.
Is this a telltale heart?
At one point, no, after peering in, I wanted to turn around and just safely go. It's like we're not making like a lot of noise when we're going in.
So you're all going to make stealth checks? Is that what I'm...
Yeah,
I want to do a
I'd
stealth
like
check.
to sneak in. Yeah, I'm going to make stealth check.
Yeah, I'll let them sneak because my stealth is pretty garbage.
Is it relatively dark in there? Is it?
Shade
It's,
zero.
it's dim, but there's a
Ah.
fair amount of light because the door is wide open.
So could I be lightly obscured?
You can be lightly obscured approaching the house.
it's a 22 for
But not
Uh,
inside?
can I-
Okay.
Tricky Bob, can you watch Abigail for a bit?
You can't be lightly
I
obscured
will
inside the
interrogate her
house.
properly, but
Okay.
yes.
All right. I'll
Treat
just do
her
my standard.
nicely. She's just a traumatized
Just
child.
for future reference, it only
Nicely
works in
interrogate her.
natural environments.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, of course. Mask of the Wild. No shit. Yeah, that makes
Yes,
sense.
anyway, I turn myself invisible and then I'm going to sneak in.
So actual invisible.
Yes, I have invisibility. That's one of my spells.
Okay,
Oof.
so you cast invisibility, and you did, of course, mark off the spell slot, I assume, because you're such a great player.
Draft. Need to roll
And
again.
I got a 24 to sneak.
All right.
24.
18.
24.
We all
And
did
I'm
pretty well.
invisible.
All right. You don't hear anything except when you get inside, you come to the conclusion that noise is the back door blowing in the wind, bumping against the back of the door. The back of the house, you assume.
Is there an
Anyone else?
upstairs, or is it
There
just
is.
one floor?
There is a set of stairs that go up, narrow wooden stairs that head upstairs. Yeah.
Also, I
I'd
never
like to
told
go
anyone
upstairs.
I knew invisibility. I just kind of vanished.
Right. So she just
That's a
vanished.
good point.
So nobody notices where she's gone. Where
But we're all
he
pretty
has
focused
gone.
on being stealthy.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot
There's
of
a lot
stealth in this
going on.
party.
There's a
All
lot
right,
going on.
Ranger, Rogue.
What's left in the hole where the floorboards have been ripped up?
There's a hole full of frozen dirt, or at least very cold dirt.
And there was a box on the table.
There is a wooden box on the table. Actually, it's not wooden, it's metal, with metal bands around it. And it's quite dirty, oddly enough.
Like it's just been pulled from the ground.
Oddly.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that yeah. But
Well, I'll
it's
take a peep
closed.
in there.
Okay, in the box.
And can we open it?
The box is locked.
I'd like to try and open the box with my
It
lockpicks.
has a very fancy lock on it, but you can try.
20,
I've got
now,
the thieves'
20, now,
tools.
20.
Take out your thieves tool, and you can make a
You can help
thieves'
each other,
tools
right?
check.
I'm no use for that. I want to go upstairs.
Oh, okay.
So that's not going to do it.
What did you roll?
Proficiency. If I've got proficiency with thieves' tools, I just add that, right? Not dexterity as well.
You get
No,
dexterity.
you also add it.
Yeah,
I
it's
get
like a
dex as
sleight
well.
of, it's like a sleight of hand check equivalent.
All right, sweet. So that brings it to 8.
I love that you're trying
Would you
I was waiting for you to say like 25
me
or something.
to take a run at this?
Yeah, your thieves' tools are barely scratching it.
Sleight of hand, right?
Yeah, make a
creeping
sleight of hand
upstairs.
I'll show you how it's done. 18.
check. Ooh, click.
All right, I slowly open it,
Okay.
looking
I'm
away
heading
just in
around back,
case.
by the way.
All right, 1 second. Just a moment. Just a moment. You're heading around the back. Okay. Around the back of the house. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Like outside, all the way around the outside of the house, not through the house.
Well,
We all
through
went
the
through the
house.
house, yeah.
Presumably,
Through the
there's
house.
a back door.
There is, and the back door is banging in the wind against the side of the house. Before we get to that, okay. You open the box, and inside the box, there's cloth, silken cloth, and it's all folded up.
I unravel it.
Okay, and as you pick it up to unravel it, you feel it has a weight to it. There's something in here, something reasonably heavy is inside this. Begin to
bit of
unravel
silver.
it.
Yeah, I unravel it.
Okay, what you
I have
find
a
is a
sickening
large,
suspicion.
Heart.
heavy arrowhead,
Oh,
and it has some markings on it, which you can make an Arcana check for if you were interested.
I would like to do an Arcana check right now.
Okay, meanwhile, Marth, you're going through the house, past the kitchen, past the cold hearth, to the back door, and you step outside to the snow.
Oh, first I look outside the back door to see if there's a monster waiting to ambush me.
right,
in the
no,
snow.
You did, no. Okay.
Okay.
Very cool. All right,
I
so
stop
you-
before the snow so I don't leave prints.
All right, so you get to the back door and you see out, you can see the small stable. You can see around the corner, there's a, that's where the actual blacksmithy is, the forge. That's what the big chimney is. There's a little courtyard here and you see there's a small tree, like it must be some sort of fruit tree, but it looks dead right now. Do you want to
Like
make
my
a,
soul.
can you make a survival check?
Neat. I like Jack of all trades. It's pretty neat. Even at +1. 18, by the way.
18. Okay. You notice some small humanoid footprints leaving the back of the house at such a gait that they appear to be running. So they're far enough apart that you can assume that's a run. and they head off into the snow, up behind the house, up the hill, towards the fence line and the trees.
Huh. But there's only those footprints.
That's what you see, one pair of footprints.
Are they like, is their shoes on, or is these barefoot?
These appear to be barefoot.
Oh.
Who else is upstairs? What's happening?
We're not upstairs.
Okay,
Can I,
so back to the arrowhead. What was the Arcana check?
14.
14.
And 11.
There's some elven writing on there. It's some sort of it's framed in such a way that you think it might be some sort of magical spell.
I speak Elvish. Can I read it?
Yeah, it says something about one moment, please. It says something about one moment, please. Something about something type of slaying. It slays some sort of creature.
Can I see what can I maybe, I don't know what kind of check this would be, but I'd like to see if I can tell what kind of material it's made of, other than metal, if it's specifically what kind of metal it is.
You can make a nature check.
How big is this arrowhead? Is it like fitting 2 hands, 1 hand? Is it the size of a normal arrowhead?
It would fit on a normal arrow.
Okay.
But it would be large
so
for a
I
normal
got
arrow, but it would still fit on a normal arrow. It's not too big.
All right.
I got a 16 on my nature check.
You would say that it is probably silver.
Gimbal.
I love the smile.
Gimbal, my buddy, you want to get down from halfway up the stairs and
Yeah. I turn around and go, "What? Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? What are we doing?"
I got a wee little present for you, my friend.
Okay. I woke up. What we got? What is it?
Lyrian, what are you doing? You come back from the back door, or you?
First I do another sleep to make sure I haven't missed anything and something's not gonna come crashing down.
You're going to use a sleep spell around you, like
No. I'm just looking around, real quick.
Okay.
I'm getting bad vibes.
Okay.
Tricky Bob,
You don't see
I have a
anything
question for you.
particularly. Only the
Tricky Bob
forge.
ran away.
The
She'll
forge is
be
about
back in 1 second.
the forge is
okay,
about
alright.
20 feet from the back door. You'd have to cross the snow 20 feet to get to the forge.
And where do the footprints lead?
Off to the forest.
Can I see if there are any brass braziers around?
Brass braziers. Not here. There's no brass braziers here.
Anyway, I get up to decide what we got. What do we do? What are we doing?
At this
I've got
point,
a
you
present
just-
for you. You can have these arrowheads.
Hank, you can make a religion check though.
Is there more than one? How many arrowheads are there?
One.
One. You can have this arrowhead.
Who's the best with the bow?
Thank you very much.
Obviously, Gimbal
I'm
is.
a badass with the bow.
Oh, also, so at this point, you just hear like my voice, but I'm still invisible saying, I found footprints in the snow leading off into the forest.
The forest.
I go down and join Lurian.
We've
You don't know
also.
where I am.
well,
This invisible
I, mean,
voice.
I go down towards the sound of that voice.
does
I want to check
anyone,
upstairs.
Yeah, I'm keen. Just before we leave to the forest, super keen to go there. But there's probably only one room upstairs. I'm guessing. It's a bit of a hovel, so it won't take long to.
All right, I'll stay back by the back door.
What's
I
in
got
the
my
forest?
sword out. I'm going to be ready to dodge
Footprints.
as I go upstairs to have a
Okay.
look.
What kind of footprints?
All right.
Humanoid?
Small footprints, barefoot, leading into the forest like someone was running.
Some kind of tiny bear.
Did Abigail run away?
What?
Who was Abigail with, by the way? Oh, you guys all went invisible, didn't you?
I didn't
Abby
go
was
I
with
left her
Tricky
with
Bob.
Trigger
It was-
Bob.
I took her upstairs
Tricky Bob
with
didn't
me,
come
I
in.
presume.
Oh, did we
Okay.
go upstairs?
No, you just enter the house.
So Tricky Bob went upstairs with the girl. Okay. So Tricky Bob, when you went upstairs and went into the room, let me tell you what you find there. You find 2 rooms. One is a tiny study with some books and things in it, which might be interesting, and a few other things that you would expect from a study. And the other room has some clothes and some bunks and several pairs of shoes, that sort of thing. So basically a bedroom and a study upstairs. The bedroom looks like it was occupied by a man and a young lady.
Can you hear?
And
Oh.
yeah, so that's essentially what you find. Tricky Bob, are you coming back?
She's there we go.
You
My
coming
meeting
back?
timed out for some reason.
You all right? All
Yep.
good. Okay, so bedroom, which has a bed and has two beds one for a man and one for a child, and a study. There's nothing particularly interesting in the bedroom. The windows are one of the windows is open actually, so it's quite cold. The curtain's blowing, but it's not wide open. It's just sort of slightly open. It's very cold in here. There's frost sort of collecting over the windowsills. The curtains are damp from the wet. The study has a number of books sitting there. There's one large book on the table.
Can I investigate the book on the table?
You can. When you open it up, you notice, in fact, make an investigation check.
Yep. 15.
15. Okay. Inside the book, rather, you find some diagrams and notes, various things that a blacksmith might be required to build over a period of time. You're flicking through the book. There's things like everything from brass braziers to bolts and possibly even some weapons. There's pieces and bits and pieces that belong to carts and wagons, that kind of stuff. And then at the very last page, the last couple of pages are in fact almost like blueprints of some kind of device that involves some cogs, very simple cogs and really functional bits that connect together. And you're not quite sure what that is.
Interesting. And nothing else suspicious that might indicate where Aaron could have gone?
The only other thing of note that I could say about the book too is that there are some dates on some of the things, but some of them don't have dates. Some of these things, it's like this is a person making notes for themselves. It's not like there's nothing official there. They're not. It's not like somebody being prepared to be
Tricky
audited.
Bob's doing this, can I do another search, not for a brass brazier this time, but for a charcoal, which I'm sure there will surely be some charcoal in the blacksmith place, right?
Well, you probably find some charcoal inside, but I mean, you guys haven't been to the actual forge yet, have you? So there's more likely to be charcoal at the forge, and you are aware that there is a forge because he's a blacksmith.
Right. Okay. Well, I might head over towards the forge then.
Okay, so you head over to the forge and you go in through the stone archway into the small dim room where the large chimney sort of place is. And there's billows and what have you sort of set up, lots of tools hanging on the walls, and a number of bits of scrap metal lying around. Tricky Bob, where are you at this point? You're still upstairs with the girl?
I probably would come downstairs at this point.
Okay. Is anybody else in the forge with you?
Yeah, I'm following them.
I was with Josiah, but
okay.
if Tricky Bob's come down from downstairs, then I would have followed as well.
Okay, so everyone's going to go past the bard to the forge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is she still is they still invisible?
Can I tell based on the footprints that she's there?
No.
Damn.
No, she didn't step on the snow, I don't think.
Nope. I'm
She's
watching
ladrin,
from
right?
the
Probably
door.
a very
Yeah, I'm watching from the
on top
doorway
of
because
snow.
I'm getting bad vibes.
Out of snow, yeah.
Right. By the way, your horses are all tied up on the other side, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to the forge.
Why do you ask?
We'll just say everybody's in the forge right now. Okay, so Tricky Bob, can you make a investigation check, please?
Yep. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's 7. 7 looks like a 1, but still bad.
Yeah, that's still pretty poor. Pretty piss poor.
Yes.
Okay, you give a cursory glance around and you don't see anything particularly important or useful here. And generally that's the gist of what you find here too. Nothing particularly important or useful. there's a few kind of prototypes of things that seem to have been made. They're all piled up in one corner. There's the forge itself. There's a bit of a workshop-y area with hammers and tools and a workbench. There's an anvil. There's a big metal reservoir for cooling things, tongs, that kind of stuff.
Charcoal?
Any caustic chemicals?
Charcoal? Yeah, definitely charcoal. I don't know about caustic chemicals. I'm not sure there would be any great use for caustic chemicals unless
No,
you know of
because
some.
Pretty
for making
basic sort of
silver
technology,
stuff.
though, isn't it?
No, actually, nothing for making silver stuff particularly.
Yeah, that would be the.
So I'm going to take a big handful of charcoal, like a big, and just stuff it in a pocket.
Okay. So you've got a big pocket full of charcoal.
This is normal.
What are you doing?
I need it.
From right next to you, I'm still invisible. Saying, good for calories.
All right.
Good for upset tummies as well.
Yeah, hangovers as well.
Tricky Bob, Abigail points at this particular prototype thing sitting over on one of the shelves, and she tugs at your sleeve.
I investigate it.
She goes,
what does it look like?
She says, that's the thing. That's the thing. Looks
the
like
monster?
No, in the book.
She sounds like a New Zealander.
No.
No, bro.
No, bro. Greymoor is in fact the South Island.
Oh no.
No, we're in Gore. No.
Christchurch Moor.
Oh.
Oh, sad. Okay, so can I give a little quick once over of the contraption?
Investigation check, please.
Yep.
You can have
what
advantage.
Is it for?
You can have advantage on this because Abigail
you read the book.
Is helping.
Oh man, that was a bad roll.
Yeah, you can stop making those bad rolls now.
I'm trying to really hard.
Got to get your own.
Oh, there you go.
Dice,
Better.
man. Roll them.
14. Okay.
14.
So it looks like some kind of lock, but it's quite big. It's quite big indeed. And it looks like it's the thing that was in the last page of the book, the last couple of pages.
Did you look into the bedrooms when we were upstairs?
No, I think I just went to the study and looked at the books.
I think I'm getting a picture of what's going on here. And obviously this lock is to lock something in place. And I guess we just need to find where that room is.
But the lock is here.
I mean, is everyone surmising the same theory that I am?
I missed it. I missed a bit. I phased out. So there's
I think
key.
I'm not quite on the same page.
Okay, so and bear with me.
They were keeping a monster trapped in a basement or something like that.
I'm going to assume that if the drawing is right, then this creature who seems to be attacking specific people or cattle or things and then coming to and from town could possibly be the girl, since she's not here, and it seems like the town, the house has been ravaged since last night, which ties up with when her father was murdered.
Was the box damaged?
The box with the arrowhead in it.
But
yes.
Why wasn't
No, it was just dug up.
The father dug it up? No, that can't, because he was just killed while he was in the tavern. Did she dig it up?
Maybe she dug it up after she got back home last night.
Am I able to actually?
No, she's not. She's not the beast. There is a beast though.
There's no skill for it, but can I actually attach this arrowhead to a bow, or do I need to go to a bowyer?
You would have to go to a bowyer.
Bowyer.
I think we need to follow these footprints. If this person is still alive, then we'll get some information.
Yeah,
and if
perception check.
Wait a minute. I have a question for you, Russell.
Yeah.
Based on what you've already told us before, how many weeks has this been going on, and how many bodies have been counted?
Okay, quickly just,
8.
answering Lyrian's perception check. First of all,
Right, sorry.
It's started snowing again.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
We need to go.
We need to go. We need to go chase these
okay.
trucks.
But as
quick.
we run,
And answering your second question, how many bodies? How long has it taken? The horses were killed about 9 to 10 weeks ago. Sir Thomas was killed about a week after that.
Right.
Quentin Nari, the Cooper, was killed about another week after that.
Wait, how many moons are there?
there are 11, 12.
7 moons.
Ah,
I'm all for
Seven
the
moons.
concept. I think we've all come to the agreement here of werewolf,
Yeah.
but I would
The werewolf,
certainly.
right.
But the pure disgust that they had towards this little thing, I point at the girl,
I glare at you.
obviously means that this is not one werewolf we're talking about. This is a cult town of fucking werewolves.
but if they knew that, they wouldn't be sending for help for this issue.
Maybe Grim doesn't know.
If there
Unless
was
they
a
all turned into
cult
werewolves and
that
that
didn't
was
realize.
all werewolves, then this town wouldn't be standing.
No. I'm not
Mm.
saying all. I'm not saying all, but there's a good majority who are werewolves, and they
I
are the
say
majority.
we follow the footprints and then we go to the temple.
All right,
Let's
Mm.
do that.
follow the
Let's do that.
footprint.
Let's do that.
Oh, I think we're running after them as we speak.
Yeah.
We are. Yeah.
So you're following the footprints up into the forest. Okay.
Is that kid still with us?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's tagging along.
Oh fuck.
It's fucking
Okay.
cold, by the way, and she's shivering, even though you.
Yeah, she has like 2 cloaks on her. Two of us donated it.
No
Yeah.
shoes.
In which
So
case, you
at least
guys are
3 are
starting-
shivering.
all 3
Yes.
of you are shivering. Yeah, it's pretty cold. Okay,
All right,
so you're
I'm
heading
chilling.
off up the hill in the snow towards the forest. You break into the forest line. Who's doing the survival checks here?
I will.
That fellow.
I can do that. Might go +4.
All right, we'll both do it. Let's go.
Okay. Well, you can give each other help if you want.
Hey.
Oh yeah, we help each
So
other.
one of you is going to make the roll, and one of you is going to get help. So
I already
Yes,
rolled
one
a
of them
dirty
already
20.
rolled.
you roll a
Well,
dirty
okay, because I rolled a 1, so we take a 20.
What did you do? Face plant into the snow?
Wait
You
for
like
the roll
walk into a
to be
tree?
called. All right, so a dirty 20. We'll go with that for now. Next time, just check with me to see who's going to roll.
Mm.
All right. Okay, so you follow the tracks and they lead up through the forest for quite a way, about probably a mile, at least a mile. And they get to the point where there's a log sitting across the track, about 4 feet off the ground. And the tracks go under the log and then stop.
What's under the log?
I approach the
A
log
frozen
to have a look at what's under it.
There's a frozen pool underneath the log, probably about half a foot deep at the most.
A pool of water?
Yeah, but it's frozen. There's twigs and leaves and stuff in it. And while you're investigating this, you can make another investigation check while you're there.
I got a net 20, so that makes 24.
There we go. He
Did
investigated.
my usual.
All right, so you get a 24. You notice the prints of a large beast on the other side of the log that head on up out of the pool further into the forest.
So we got normal footsteps coming in, normal barefoot footsteps into the pool, and then out of the pool, it's a beast.
Yeah.
Is there
Mm.
anything up with the pool?
I vote we go back to town.
Who has
Let me
detect
check
magic?
the pool out.
The pool's frozen.
Oh, I've got detect magic.
Can we?
I-
Are the footprints going away from the pool? Are they headed in one direction only, or are they,
They
sort of like
came from the house into the pool, and then from the pool
Into the
Still-
forest, further
yeah.
into the forest.
I understand that, but the footprints leading away from the pool, do they sort of curve around in any particular direction, or they just go straight away from the pool?
No, they pretty much keep going in the same direction.
Which way are we heading, basically?
All right,
Are we,
Triggy
is
Bot,
it
can-
toward,
Parallel
back
to
towards
the-
the town?
Parallel to the town.
Can I cast detect magic onto the pool?
If you wish.
I do wish.
All right, so you're going to spend a spell slot to do that. You can go for your life.
You hate it when a DM says stuff like that.
Or
If
you
you're
could
just
ritual
like,
cast it.
It is remarkably unmagical.
Mhm.
But it is quite
Mm.
reflective, and you can make a perception check while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What can I look up and see? Like, are we in a clearing? This is.
I'm going to wait for this perception check to tell you the answer to that.
Okay.
Oh man.
I see how perceptive I am by looking up.
There's trees.
Yeah.
There are trees. There are a few gaps in the trees, but it's mostly trees.
That's a 14 for me.
14 for you. Well, one of the moons is kind of in position above there.
Is it like the canopy of trees above us? Obviously, we can see the moon through it, but like around the other area, is it thicker? So this would be the only channel of which moonlight would come through?
It'd be one of the main channels, you would think.
And then reflect off the ice?
Could be.
No, or the
Yeah.
pool itself.
Yeah.
It would have been frozen as well.
Yeah.
How thick is the ice?
A few inches. It's
I'm
the
going to write a
moon.
note to leave.
The
by
moon,
here.
by the way, is the gatehouse.
I'm going to write
I-
a note to leave by this log in the frozen pool.
A note.
Yeah.
Dear sir,
Out
slash
of
madam.
milk.
To whom it may
What?
concern.
No, I'm serious.
What do you want to write? What are we saying?
If
What are we
it's
telling?
something along the lines of, if you find this, we are the ones sent to investigate the strange happenings in this town. Please, if you have any care for the townsfolk and for the well-being of this place, I beg you to talk with us so that we may find a solution together.
Just say, you still got that fancy quill?
The little girl has it.
Oh,
She's
maybe we can use
clutching
that.
it.
Yeah.
She's like, no, it's mine.
That's her magic feather.
Right.
Yeah.
She's also.
Get back to Gore.
She seems to be quite scared too, by the way, out in the middle of the forest. And
I walk up. I'll trade you this magical arrowhead for that magic.
Don't
quill.
give the
Hey,
arrowhead.
hey.
Yeah.
No? Huh?
No.
Okay. Can I do?
when you did detect magic, by the way, earlier, the arrowhead lit up.
Oh,
Oh,
what's
now we know
cool?
it's magical.
it does say slay on it in Elvish as well.
What's cool?
Oh yeah, can I read it?
Yeah, that's what it says. Slay.
No, just slay. Okay, cool.
Slay or something. Some derivative. It's like ancient Latin.
So I should shoot this at
What
something.
school of magic?
Abjuration?
Probably.
I whisper to
divination.
Gimbal.
It's not
Um,
divination. It's whatever school
Hey.
of magic you use for slaying stuff.
Evocation.
Oh, that's more exploding.
Can I do a
things.
history check just to remember back to my schoolboy days and learning about the lunar cycles? How often the gatekeeper will come into full effect?
Gatehouse? Yeah, you can make a history check for that.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That's
I
what I was
was not paying
I'm gonna
attention
ask.
in school. I didn't go to school. I got a 1.
What's a school?
you skipped all lessons of any
Yeah,
description.
all
Can I
lessons.
make sure
You're a street urchin.
Can I make
Yeah.
the same check because I was asking the questions about the how many people had died and the length of time between them?
Right, yeah, you can make that check.
Can I do the same check? All right, thank you. You know what? I got a 1 as well.
You went to the same not go school.
I whisper to Gimbal and I say, "Can you touch Abigail with the arrowhead and see what happens?"
I smirk and then I poke the kid.
Ow!
I slap Gimbal.
Mm.
She looks at
So-
you sideways.
Is she innocent?
She's clean.
I see.
What were you doing? Were you trying to test her with silver? She has a silver Soli symbol.
I
But her
poke
symbol
Larry-
didn't
I
light
poke
up when I
Larry.
used to take magic, didn't it?
No, it did not.
Yeah, but if she was a werewolf, she wouldn't be able to touch the silver.
That's true. Yeah.
Unless it's fake silver.
But yes, my theory about gigantic cult town is diminished now that I remembered. Yes, that
It was
werewolves
hardly a
can't
theory in the
actually.
first place.
Mm.
I
not
think
a
that
regular thing.
before we follow these tracks, we should leave, go back to town, sort out an arrow, right? Chuck this magical arrowhead onto an arrow at the bowyers, and
Sounds
we
good.
have one.
And we should
see if
also
I
tell
can
people what
find-
we're going to do.
I would like
Do we
to
want
see,
to?
I would like to find a brazier,
Mm,
some herbs and some incense. But I can probably steal the incense from the temple. I would like to do like a little night
Don't
raid in
steal from the temple.
Oh, that's what
I'd
you
like to
meant by
steal from the
brazier.
temple.
I was picturing a bra.
Brazier.
No,
is the
no,
word
I
Brazier.
mean,
you want.
I misspoke. That was
Using the word brazier.
Yes.
brazier.
Ah.
Yeah,
Of all the
I
places to
misspoke. I
steal
realised that.
from,
I
even
thought
if you're
'cause
inclined,
you
a holy
described Hank
place?
as this chubby little dude. I
I'm not a
thought he
holy
was
man.
getting like some like support.
He did keep saying brazier though.
Can I get everyone to roll initiative,
That was
please?
my bad.
Sure.
Oh, no.
I'll get it.
What are we rolling?
Initiative.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh
I
my
was
God.
saying
Oh, that's not bad.
that
rolling
I
initiative?
was saying that we should tell people because there's a non-zero chances of us dying out here, which
Hank, what's your initiative?
20.
Oh,
Wow.
Josiah, what's your initiative?
18.
That was natural 20, by the way. I didn't add my
Wow.
initiative to it, so it would be 23.
23. Okay, 23. Gimbal,
just a 12 for me.
Tricky Bob,
11.
Lyrian.
9. How long has it been since we entered the house?
Since you entered
Like
the house,
afternoon.
it's now about 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, but that doesn't tell me when we got there.
Does she
Midday.
have her spell slot back? I think she's
It
asking.
was midday
No,
by the time we got to the house, right?
We wouldn't have rested, so I wouldn't have it back either way. What I'm
Mm.
wondering is if invisibility is down because it lasts an hour.
Yes, it's down.
Okay.
And also, you've been talking to these guys the whole time, and they haven't been going, "Why are you invisible?"
That's a good point. We got used to it.
Yeah,
Mm.
I presume they got used to it because they didn't even comment it on in the first
At
place.
some point, I'm going to assume that because they didn't comment on it, because it was such a non-issue, you actually just dropped it. Because
Oh no, I kept it up the whole time.
Wow.
I don't like this place.
you,
We're really engrossed in it, so we don't look at Lyrian. We just hear her voice, his voice.
well, in either case, it's not up now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. 9.
So what happens is, what's your armor class, Gimbal?
My armor class is because I had the sword out. I would assume I had my shield. 16.
16. Okay. Excellent. Well, you see this suddenly. Everybody else sees this. This huge fucking elk comes charging out of the trees with frost hanging from its 4-pointer antlers, and it smacks into Gimbal.
Before it does, I would just like to look up and say, "Oh dear."
Right.
Thank you.
I have got an out of character question. In some continuities, really big, the giant elk are like sacred to a what's his face?
Ranger, what elf?
No, the god was it?
God of the Hunt?
Solanor.
It's a unicorn.
Is that
isn't it?
some god or other? Is that true in this?
Sanguine.
Quite possibly, yes. Especially if you're an Eladrin, you would find the elk to be quite sacred. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yes.
So
But I've just been pummeled, so I'd appreciate
yes,
some help.
this was conjured by my annoyance at Gimbal, so now that's why it's running him over.
Oh wait, how much did I get hit for? How much did this thing
hang
beat
on,
me?
just working that out. So 11
8
points of
pieces.
damage initially. Then
Mhm.
its hooves come crashing over you. You manage to avoid all of its hooves, which is pretty freaking amazing. And you don't take any damage from that, but you're taking 11 points of damage so far.
Yes.
Now it's Hank's turn.
All right. So once I've gathered my senses, because I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is big, massive elk here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna instinctively draw my short bow, and I want to do a sneak attack.
Okay.
On as long as it's within. I'm assuming it's still close to Gimbal, right?
Yep.
Oh, can we do the little map? Can we get like what we're doing?
You want a map? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm more worried about if it's running from something.
You guys see this map?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
I don't care what it's running from. I'm killing this thing. I can just ram into me. I'm a wood elf. Have some respect.
I think it's the other way around, actually.
Wait a minute.
It should be mutual. It should be a mutual respect. And I don't give respect unless I receive it.
I'll be back in a second.
Hard to get respect from animals.
If you're a
Well, it's
ranger.
pretty easy if you're a ranger or druid.
Have a salt lick.
Today's
Books are
help
so
will
snobby.
be brought to you by the letter C and the miniature displace a beast.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do a sneak attack.
There's a pool of water.
I'm going to throw. I've got a bag of ball bearings. I'm going to throw a handful of them at the elk under its hooves to see if I can topple it, to see if I can put it off balance.
On the snow.
Okay, no, I'm not going to do that.
You can try. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. So where are you guys then? What's the marching order? Who would have been?
I'll probably be frontish. Front.
So you're probably on the other side then. You're probably over here.
Oh.
And Josiah?
Probably by the pool, looking up at the canopy.
Looking at the canopy. All right. This is a tree. Okay. This is Hank.
I can't actually see it at the moment. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Put you over here.
Yeah, I got it now.
And this is our bard, I believe.
I'm in the back.
At the back. Down here. Can you see? All right, cool. So, Hank, what are you doing? You are here.
All right. I'm instead of attacking it, I think I'm just gonna run at it with my hands going like this.
Okay. All right.
That's very intimidating.
I make a lot of noise. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna make an intimidation check or an animal handling check.
I think I'm gonna probably go with intimidation.
All right. Let's see your intimidation check.
All right. Fuck. 6.
Okay, it ignores you.
All right, cool.
In fact, it does more than ignore you. It's going to charge at you.
Well, I would like to use. Where's my reaction? No, not my reactions. I would like to use my cunning
action to drop.
Yeah, to disengage.
To disengage. Okay, so you're disengaging
On the Zoom call.
Away this direction. All right, how far are you disengaging? How many feet?
30 feet.
30 feet.
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so about there.
I'm sneaky boy, but I'm also very cowardly.
All right. Why am I rolling that when I could be doing this? Okay, it actually jumps over our prone friend, charges at you to here, but misses, and you manage to get behind a tree.
Excellent.
We'll just put this here and say that's a tree.
And I as a reaction, I lean around the tree and I go like that.
I'm not sure that's a reaction.
That's a reaction.
Okay, so that was Hank. Josiah.
Okay, are we not gonna kill this thing?
Something's wrong here, apart from the elk, I think.
Yeah, right.
All right, I'm gonna try what Hank had also attempted, and I'm gonna run at it, and like throwing my winter coat up to make myself look bigger, and I'll try an intimidation check.
All right, roll your intimidation check.
Okay, that I will do.
The words ooga booga booga are ineffective. Don't use those words.
Okay. I'll be like, get out of here, you I can elk.
Mongrel. Okay.
14.
More like smelk.
It turns and looks at you and tilts its head a little bit, and you see the frost on its antlers. Some of the frost sort of breaks off and falls to the floor. Gimbal, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna roll up if I can.
Mm-hmm.
And where's that fucking? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm gonna take a shot.
Oh my.
At its, I don't know, at its feet, really, to try to see if I can scare it off. Yeah, shoot it in front of its feet.
In front of its feet. Okay.
Why not?
Roll ahead.
Where's my fucking bow? There it is. Yeah.
Okay, so you shoot at it. It hits the ground in front of its feet. The elk turns around and looks at you. Tricky Bob, it's your turn unless Gimbal has another action.
Nope, I'm good.
I cast Sacred Flame above it just to kind of give it like a bit of a firework.
Okay.
Scaring the shit out of
Actually
itself.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
trying to scare it with the Sacred Flame. Okay.
Do I still have to roll 1d8 even though I'm not trying to do damage?
Well, typically Sacred Flame has a saving throw. So it typically hits automatically unless the creature saves against it. I would be prepared to say that you could choose to miss with Sacred Flame and use it as a display rather than as an attack. So that has a chance of actually scaring it off.
How big of an elk are we talking here? Can I do
quite a big elk? The elk kind of looks up at the Sacred Flame, which drops down in front of it. And it stands there kind of stunned for a moment. Lyrian, it's your turn.
What do I know about giant elk?
Do you want to make a religion check?
I will make a religion check. I will not know anything about giant elk except that they're pretty neat.
Yeah, you don't know what they represent here on the prime material plane.
They're pretty cool though.
Yeah. So, okay. Any actions you'd like to take?
I want to ask it, what are you doing?
In common or
Elvish?
Check out some Elvish. Yeah.
Elvish. Okay. It doesn't seem to really respond to that. Hank, what do you want to do?
Shit, man. All right.
There we go.
All right. Okay. So
Wait.
I've got a lantern.
Did I not have an action?
You didn't take an action. You were talking to it.
Yeah, I was talking. So I don't get an action, or?
Well, you can take an action if you want to take an action. What's your action going to be?
I was going to cast a spell.
Okay, what spell are you casting?
Touch Hideous Laughter.
Okay. Does it have a
Can
saving
elks
throw?
laugh?
Yes.
Or are we laughing?
Elks can't laugh, but it could still suffer psychic damage.
It's no, that's a different one. Was save intelligence, a score of 4 or less isn't affected. I'm testing a theory.
How wise elks are.
No, how intelligent elks are. 4 or less is non-sentient.
It is not affected.
Okay. Wow, I guess the elks here just suck.
Back to you, Hank.
Thank you. I'm gonna get my lantern out and I'm just gonna run at it again like before. Just try and scare it off.
So you're gonna light this lantern?
Yeah.
So that's your action is to light the lantern?
I'll use my action to light the lantern and I will run at it and try again with my my intimidation.
Okay. Right. So let's have an intimidation check.
Can I get advantage because I have the lantern?
No.
All right.
Somebody just dropped a sacred flame on it. It's not scared of your lantern.
All right. Well, that's 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
At that
And
point,
I'd also like to then
yeah.
disengage and run. Walk 30 feet
30
away
feet.
from it again.
Which direction are you going this time? This way or this way?
It's
Away from the
difficult to
pool?
see.
So
Away
you're-
from the pool.
You're here, so you're going away from the pool. So you're sort of this direction, right
Okay.
out of.
I should probably
out
tell
of
you
shot.
that my because my internet is not the greatest, the video is very jumpy.
Okay. So this is
I've
where you
actually
are
seen-
now. And you're moving away this direction.
All right, let's pin that and hopefully it'll actually show me what's going on.
Are you looking at the map? Can you see the map?
I'm looking at the map,
Okay,
but
so
it's
that's-
frozen
So
because
this is where you
yeah.
were. All right, this is where you were, and this is you moving away from the creature.
I
No?
can't see anything. It's totally frozen.
All right, just
Basically,
left.
like-
You're
Screen left.
far
You're
away
moving-
from it.
You're moving screen left,
away from the rest of us.
right, and away from the party.
I can see it and it's frozen, but if I know I'm extreme left, I'm good.
Right.
All right.
Okay. This is when you discover that your 30 feet of movement does not compete with its 50 feet of movement. And
I was afraid of that. I was more hoping that it would go for lower hanging fruit, but
what's your armor class again?
hang on. I believe exit full screen will help. I believe it's 14. Yeah, it's 14.
Okay. It charges you and smacks you to the floor. You take 5 initial damage, but then it hits you with its hooves. And it actually does hit you with a 23 this time. And it does a further 10 points of damage with its hooves as it clobbers
That's 15
you.
in total.
I believe so, yeah.
15. All right. Well, that pissed me off.
Right. Josiah.
Okay. I think I will aim my crossbow at its. I just want to get its attention, so I'll position myself right by the opposite side of the lake from it,
Mhm.
and I want to try and get its attention so it charges me.
So you're trying to call out to it, or are you going to shoot it, or what?
I'll shoot near it, but not aiming at it.
Okay.
Roll a
That
one
makes
so you
sense.
kill it.
So, all right. So roll to hit the spot that you're actually
Alright,
trying to hit.
Okay.
You guys are like all very diplomatic with the
We're
wildlife.
very passive. Yeah.
completely-
We're
A
pacifists.
complete bunch of wankers when it comes to the NPCs.
Yep.
But
People
but the
are a
elk
joke.
Well, is
deserves
it
to be
wildlife?
beautiful.
I don't know.
It's beautiful.
It's got ice on its antlers, which seems
Right.
unusual.
How big is it again?
Large.
Good boy.
We
It's a
can
large
melt.
beast.
We can melt his frigid heart with enough
Mm.
love.
Okay,
I say
that's
kill it.
a
I'm about to kill
22.
it.
22. Okay, you hit the ground. You hit the earth in front of the snow, should I say, in front of the elk.
Yeah.
All right. And it
I'm
turns
shouting
to
out
look
at it. Yeah, shouting out at it and taunting it at the same time
All
to
right.
try and run towards me.
It turns to see you. All right, but now it's Gimble's turn, unless you have another action or a bonus action.
Nope.
Okay, Gimble.
Yep. Eyes are locked on it. I cast Hunter's Mark and I take a shot for its head.
All right, roll a hit.
Do it.
He's at 1 with
18.
nature. It's
18. All right, that's a hit.
1d6 for that, and my mark is. I'll go just roll 1d6. I never said I was 1 with nature. I'm a fucking ranger. I hunt things.
Okay, so
17.
17 altogether. Okay, you definitely hit it just above its heart in the chest. Tricky Bob, it's your turn.
Can
You see the
I do an
blood.
investigation?
Yeah.
Oh. Can I do an investigation on how scared it looks? If it looks like it might run, if I try
think it
to
looks like a
scare it
big
off a bit
dick.
more.
Make a nature check.
Nature check. I mean, 9.
You have no idea. You can't tell, but you can see the blood coming out from where the arrow is embedded in its chest, and it's running down its white fur, dripping onto the white snow.
Oh, it's a white elk. Okay.
Don't be racist. Doesn't make it any better than a brown elk.
Yes, it does. It does make it better. Haven't you ever played that Skyrim quest?
Right.
I murdered a lot of things in Skyrim as well.
Yeah,
I will try
that's-
to Sacred
seen
Flame
anyone?
it again, as I've done previously, and hopefully now we'll actually run away.
Okay, so you're going to try and scare it with the sacred flame,
Oh, actually,
or are you going to try and hit it
Yes.
with the sacred flame?
no, I'll try scaring it. I wanted to check if I could defer whether the wound was fatal or not.
Okay, the wound was not fatal. You don't
Cool.
think?
Okay, then I'll try scaring it then.
Okay, so you're going to make an intimidation check.
With the Sacred Flame?
Yep.
Do I still need to do intimidation? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's not that scary.
It's already seen it once.
14.
14. Okay, the elk sees the sacred flame this time and bolts.
Yay.
All right, we should clear out.
I'm
we
down
should
an
go
arrow.
back.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's go back.
Oh,
Oh.
no, hang on a second. What am I talking about? I've got advantage on tracking it now.
No.
Let's get back. We need to go.
How fast
I
can
hope
this
you
thing...
get some treatment for it, Arrow.
It's fast. It's got a movement speed of 50.
Fuck it. Fine.
We shouldn't stay out
another
here.
day. Another
So,
day.
as I was
I'm pretty
saying-
bruised from that fucking
No,
headbutt.
leave the elk alone.
And it's
As I
cold,
was-
and the little girl is probably traumatized.
Speaking of
as
the
I
little
was-
girl, perception checks.
As I was saying before, we got into a fight. Wait, sorry, that's performance. Ignore that.
She's turning into a
I've got
werewolf.
14.
As I was saying before, we got into a fight with an elk. We need to go back, and people need to know where we are in case we die horribly.
18.
Fair point.
Wait, what? No, 20.
Tricky Bob,
5.
20 on your perception.
Flaccid 20.
Flaccid 20. Okay, well, you and Gimbal both noticed that the little girl has disappeared.
Oh.
She's the elk.
If your tracking ability now,
Anyone want to make a survival check to try and find her?
God
Well,
damn it.
Well, now, with Hunter's Mark, now it says that
I'm
if
going to
something
give you
were
bardic inspiration for that.
If something dies, I can use a bonus action to change targets. Can I change targets with Hunter's Mark if my original mark is not dead?
I don't
No.
think so. I think you have to cast it again from scratch.
Nuts. I can't see it anyway, so fuck it.
All right. Who wants to look for the little girl?
I rolled a
I'm
gonna
5.
look at
So.
the little girl.
I don't care about the little girl anymore. I'm beaten up and I'm going home.
All right.
I'll
She's got my quill, so I
Um,
want to track her down.
If anyone wants to, roll the bardic inspiration, never mind, whatever.
Does it, who
Yuri,
cares
can you
enough
give me
to use the bardic
inspiration? I'm going to roll a
inspiration?
survival check.
Yeah.
Everyone is
You're the only one
failing
who
their
wants it.
survival. Nobody can find her tracks.
Oh no.
All right. So I got a 14, but bardic inspiration gives me inspiration, right?
Yep.
No, it's a d6.
You get a
roll
D6 of
and add
inspiration. Yeah. This is different to standard inspiration.
Oh, okay. So I
The
got
class
a
feature.
14 there plus the D6. Is
Yeah.
that how that works?
Yeah.
No one else wanted it.
I like the
so
narrative.
that's
If we
a
can't
20
track
then.
it down.
That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. All right. You see her literally sitting on top of the log above you,
Damn it.
and she sees you looking at her, and she runs
Ah,
along the
Hi,
log.
Chaser.
I chase her and catch her. I want to catch her.
All right. Okay, so you're gonna make either an athletics or an acrobatics check.
I'd prefer to do acrobatics if I could.
All right.
I'm chasing 2.
Okay.
So that's a natural 1.
I'm gonna shoot her in the leg.
3 would be 4.
You slip, and you take 6 points of damage as you
Can
fall
I-
off the log and land on a rock, and
Oh, man, that's
crack
probably
your
going to kill me.
leg.
Yes,
I
I'm
suddenly-
unconscious.
Okay, so you're unconscious.
Oh shit, are you unconscious? Okay, I'll
Knocked himself out. Apparently, elks are bad luck.
I
Uh,
call out
come
to
and,
her to
like-
stop, by the way, as I'm chasing.
Okay. What
Does-
was your athletics check? Math?
No, first I call out, then I remember I still have spell slots.
Okay. Okay, so you just cured wounds on what's his
Yeah,
name?
he got
Tank.
6 HP now.
Okay.
All
cool.
right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so
All right, so
first
you're
I
back
call
up.
out to her, and if she
Mhm.
doesn't stop, I remember I still have spell slots and I sleep her again.
All right, so persuasion.
She's okay, here we go. 23.
23. Okay, she stops. She turns around and she starts crying.
I go grab her and I hug her and I just pat her on the head.
Okay. She
I'm not
stands
saying
there
anything.
crying. By the way, she still smells of urine.
Gross.
I
Yucky.
need to get you changed.
Let's take the piss soaked gear back to town.
Okay. So long
Can
story
dump
Got
her
short,
the samples.
stakeouts to do.
long story short, because it is 10 o'clock now. You guys do what?
We
Go
go
back
back
to
to
town.
go
I
back to
think we're
town.
gonna head back to town.
Back to
We,
town.
yeah, we go back to town. If there's still time in the day, I'm going to stop by the barrier to fix up this arrow.
Fletcher.
Because
Yeah.
Fletcher,
I
bow,
want to go
whatever
buy
you
some
want to call it.
Vincent.
Arrow boy.
And,
And I want to
brazier.
ask why she was running off into the woods.
Because she was scared.
Ah,
Fair. She's your
And-
problem, Larian.
Kids do
Yeah, I'm
unpredictable shit
I'm
when
gonna
they're
say
scared.
next time you're scared, tell me first. And then if I don't manage to do anything about that, then you can run off.
If she can
And,
see
and,
you.
I, and, I, and I leaned
'cause
down
you
and said, and if you run again, you're
I
going to get
slap
shot.
him preemptively.
No,
so
come on.
Don't bite me again.
Okay. Well, you guys get back to town. I'm going to say you're in the center of town, but you're not in any particular location. So that's where we'll start next time. Okay.
All right.
And just to
Same
be
day?
clear, are we going to play Thursday next week? Or
I'm happy to play Thursday.
I'm happy to
Yep.
play Thursday
I-
next week.
Okay. So yep. And Marth,
Marth, you
Same
keen?
day.
you good too?
But I'm free.
You're free. Okay.
Yeah. All right,
Right.
next week.
All right.
So same day, right?
Same
Same
bat
day.
time. Same bat time. Right, guys.
Now-
thank you very much.
But hang on,
Spell
just to
slot?
confirm,
Yeah.
are we on the same day when we come back? Like, I mean,
Yes, this is still day one.
in the game.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is day one, technically, of the story.
Right.
Mm.
Okay, good. So day one, have I already got my arrow?
No,
Okay, so we're
No.
back in town. Okay,
you're
good.
back in town and you've got your arrow with you, but you
Yes,
haven't done anything
made
with
it.
it yet.
Good.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you,
Yep.
Russell.
Well,
No worries.
I
thank you.
think for a day one, that was pretty good mystery progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite the
Cracked this
fact
pretty
that
quick.
you all have no social skills.
I mean,
we've
obviously,
got like months to figure this out, right?
I mean, to be fair, I was pretty sly with Oswald and Sarg. You guys were all very rude to them.
I think, well, Oswald
don't-
is kind of a dick.
You're way too affectionate for kitties. So many kitties, constantly.
I don't know
Kids everywhere.
why.
Dude,
why
you've only
people
seen her
would-
play in
Yeah,
this
I'll
game.
go.
You should see her in the vampire game that we played.
What? I'm
has,
nice
like-
there too.
Oh yeah, but you and kids, my friend.
I'm
it's like-
nice to them.
Yeah.
I only
Yeah.
killed one.
You
when
pure.
she's not feeding on them.
I
Oh,
only
okay.
killed one of them.
Oh my god, blood of the innocent.
Mm.
It's
I
like-
still
And
feel
also,
her, okay?
Ed-
And I'm still
Ed-
nice. I'm the
Edmund
nicest
seems
one
like
there.
a little
Nicest-
prick as well.
So how much
You did.
XP do I
Edmund
get?
was a little ass.
How much
little
XP do I get? I want to. Did I do okay? Was it all right?
He's really good. I love
How does that
seeing a DM have a conversation with himself.
Oh yeah, that's always good fun. That's always good fun. That's always
Right.
good fun.
Yeah.
Well, how does
Hilarious.
that XP thing work? What is that?
XP schmexp? You're gonna go up a level when you
We're
finish
doing
the
a
story.
milestone, right?
Mm.
Yay.
I have opinions about EXP leveling, and my opinions about EXP leveling is that it's not as good as milestone leveling.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
because then it becomes this whole thing of like, does a person who kills get more XP than the others? And
Well,
it's not worth it.
I mean, the sane way to do it is to split it equally among everyone,
Yeah.
so everyone
Mm.
levels at the same pace. But
Right.
it's still painful compared to milestone leveling because it encourages,
Progression, not
Mm.
farming.
it encourages
I-
a lot of
If
farming.
it was XP based, I would have murdered the shit out of that deer. That's what I mean. You
Oh,
become a lot more kill hungry
So
if it's
I've-
purely
I've-
XP.
Homework for you guys in this
You-
case,
you
seeing
are
as we're
too
having this
hungry already.
conversation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post the homework here. You have to
I
watch this and write an essay.
I fired a warning shot. I fired a warning shot. Thank you very much. So I was
I mean,
perfectly.
I don't think I think that character-wise. It's more important to play the character concept and let the behavior be dictated by the method of leveling. However, I would also be annoyed at constantly avoiding combat on a non-combative character. Because what is that noise?
That was me. Sorry, I was reading my homework.
No, I'm all for Milestone leveling. I enjoy Milestone leveling. I've always done Milestone. I've never actually done XP.
Really?
I'm in one where
not a proper one.
Going EXP, and it's really painful because you gotta go for like the 5 times deadly encounters, like 3 times a session if you want to get any decent progression. It's so slow.
The only downside of it though is like if you do Milestone, if people's like, for instance, if we do solve this mystery in a couple of days, like that kind of thing, they progress too quickly. You know, if they really burn through
it's up to the DM. If the DM doesn't want to level it up,
then you take it away, and you're like, nah, you don't level it yet. Sucked in.
No, I mean, like you can finish an arc and not level if it's like a very mini arc.
Yeah, for sure. That's totally.
I mean, the caveat is that you have to have a sane DM, but like if you don't have a sane DM, then why are you playing D&D in there?
Right.
Yeah, that's fine.
I hope I'm sane.
What? Sure.
My beer and going to bed. Thank you for joining us, Martha.
I got an hour. I'm gonna.
That's not how you say it.
How do you say it? How do you say it?
It's Marth.
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 Like Martha, but
Yeah, would you say Martha?
How about Marthy?
I've never heard the name Marth before. Where does it come from, if I may ask?
Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a little bit more complicated than that. I picked it first in French class out of a name book because I was a Fire Emblem fan, but it was legitimately in a name book.
All right.
Martha.
No,
Fine, but from now on, every time I say name, I'm going to say